is this feeling? Too many hours in a day, wasted on daydreams of somebody that I can lean on. Holds me up when I don't feel strong. I got a lot of empty space, saving it for something. But each night I'm on my own, I'm closer to a breakdown. Tell me, 'cause I don't know, and I'm tired of being let down. My heart is getting heavy from hoping, and it's got a lot of battle scars. I kinda wish somebody had told me that this was gonna be so hard. And maybe I was meant to be lonely, 'cause I'm standing here with open arms. Oh, I just want somebody to hold me when I'm falling apart. When I'm falling apart. When I'm falling apart.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blue Otter League here. We are currently in the Platinum Series, and we are going to see DragonClaw Cloud Team facing off against Titan Gaming Violet here. In the booth today, I'm Nyarko. I'm going to be your play-by-play, and I'm here with Feedonomics.
Hey, how you guys doing today? We're getting ready in for picks and bans on this other lovely day of Blue Otter League. I mean, I'm excited. It's week 3. We've got two teams that are playing 2-0 elsewhere, but we need to keep our eyes focused on the prize over here between Violet and DC Cloud. Who do you like? Who do you like, Narco? I mean, I kind of am privy to knowing who you like a little bit more.
We all obviously have our biases coming in. I have casted for Dragonclaw before, but I think that even with those removed from the equation, I have to kind of give him the ups here. Obviously, we'll see how the draft plays out, and that may impact things, but Violet is still looking for the first win here in Blue Otter League, and so obviously kind of want to root for the underdog, but they definitely have the cards stacked against them here, as we're starting to see the first few set of bans coming through here. Violet on the blue side going to start off with knocking out the Leona. DC Sun Daddy, very much someone who favors those kinds of engaged champions, depending on the extent to which they are given the capability to play through the bot side of the map. Meanwhile, we get some bans of Urgot and Ari to start it off from DC Cloud, and a Zeri ban going to be running out these selections for Violet here as we move into the draft proper. Before we jump into the champion selections, I just want to quickly note that Dragonclaw Cloud is deciding to give a sub in that top lane over there. Cordelia going to be replaced by Coach Adam for the night, and we see the first pick Jinx come out. How do you feel about this, Feedonomics?
I mean, we've known for a little while now that Jinx is just a very strong AD carry at the moment. So watching them get snatched up as first pick kind of makes a little bit of sense. Like it's a safer pick, followed up by Kaisa on the other side of Cloud. Do you think they just fill out their support here? Or do you think they try to get another priority?
I would like for them to solidify their support pick here, just because I think that is going to free up the selection choices for the rest of the team a little bit more clearly. And what I mean by that is that you kind of have this current binary in the metagame between these enchanter supports that mostly just stay bot lane and these engaged supports that are able to kind of dictate plays across the map. And the Nautilus going to come out here, DC Stun Daddy, going to be on that engaged champion on that side of things where they're able to kind of force plays around the map. So that kind of changes up who they're going to go for in the mid lane, who they're going to go for top side as well. And probably it's also going to be the case that we'll see an early game jungler for K-Peps here, just in order to kind of shore up that roam potential that the big metal boy has. Sejuani going to be the answer back on the side of Titan Gaming here, most likely going to be going into the jungle, but a champion that can also be flexed into the top lane in the hands of Brunapoli if they so desire here.
We did actually catch a Sejuani top lane last week, did we not? Like in the match that we casted between Sigma.
Yeah, I think
Ooh.
that they did pick up that Sejuani top, just kind of building it as a full tanky bruiser style champion with big lockdown potential in team fights. Swain going to be selected here on the side of Titan Gaming. Another flex pick from them, most likely going to be going support, but we do see Swain mid or even Swain top come out depending upon how people are feeling broadly and how the meta is sort of shaping up. Trundle going to be the answer back from Cloud, most likely going to go into the jungle. Definitely an incredibly strong pick right now. The Hullbreaker Rush meta has done wonders for the big troll, and even if it is the case that they decide to put them in the jungle role, we could see him try to take on that role of a late game split pusher, and in turn that would free up Cloud's top lane to go for something a little bit more interactive across the map, maybe some kind of big team fighting presence or engage presence, something maybe even like a Malphite, although there is already plenty of tankiness to go around on their side. Second wave of bans now beginning to start up here, the Corki and Echo getting knocked out. Both of those are pretty powerful mid laners. The Corki in particular has been very heavily contested in recent months, and I like to see it getting knocked out here. And it looks like Nico is going to be the last one to close a Cloud selection, most likely a targeted ban, as otherwise we haven't really been seeing too much of that champion at any level of play, frankly.
Yeah, I mean we saw a couple of like, did we see a Nico ban last week? I'm trying to think back. But definitely probably targeted. I do agree with you. Fun thing that we didn't talk about a little bit earlier is how much synergy that Kai'Sa and Nautilus do have together. Just, you know, the ults come out and then Kai'Sa can follow up with her own. And I do like the Trundle pick as well, just to deal with the innate tankiness that Sejuani has. You know, just borrow some of that MR and resistance, you know?
Yeah, definitely a lot of options for Cloud's composition so far. Gragas going to be picked up here as well, so that's a pretty hefty front line on their side. Obviously, we can be seeing something like Everfrost Gragas come out here, but the fact that he's almost universally going to be building Fimbulwinter as a second item means that he's always going to have some of that front line low range presence, and will just be able to soak up a lot of more damage for them. Lissandra going to be the mid lane pickup for the side of Titan Gaming Violet here, which basically confirms the selection of Swain going there into the support role. And now the question is, what are we going to be seeing taking top for the side of Titan Gaming?
I'm stuck on Violet just picking the comp that they've picked so far, Narco. I apologize. But it's definitely most likely probably going to be a support Swain. That you can quote me on that. Definitely most likely probably. And then followed up by the Lissandra mid. Darius is obviously going to go top. I can still see Trundle being the top laner for Cloud, depending on whoever they pick over here. I guess if it's a mid laner, then I'd say Trundle top, Gragas jungle. But let's find. I might be right. We might be able to just knock this one in my corner.
Yeah, it's basically going to come down as to whether the Trundle is going to be taking that top lane position or not. The Xerath basically going to get set up and shored up there for the mid lane role. I've actually just casted a mid lane Gragas but a day ago, so that was definitely an option before that last selection on Cloud side comes out here. But besides those little debates over the exact positioning of these selections, I think that overall we're seeing two very solid compositions coming out of this pick ban phase. Violet in particular has a very defined front and back line, as well as a lot of presence throughout the early game in the forms of Swain and Darius there. Swain, a huge low elo stomper, but also someone who in the right hands can really begin to pick up those early kills and get a snowball going, especially with a hyper carry like Jinx on his side. Meanwhile, Cloud, has Trundle already just an incredible 1v1 champion, great pick potential, as well as the ability to just continually invading contest, especially against something like the Sejuani, who's going to be tanky, but not going to output the same kind of damage in 1v1 duels as what K-Peps will be bringing to the table here. And it does look like that Trundle will in fact be going jungle, Gragas going top into the hands of Coach Adam.
Okay, all right. You know, color me surprised. I kind of wanted to say the Trundle top lane. I'm not gonna lie, Narco. I'm kind of hurt now. But the thing that I do notice is how much synergy Cloud has with Kai'Sa. There are a lot of enablers for her ultimate to sort of sit there and allow her to get that shield and maybe, you know, get out of jail free card. Ultimately is what it's used for on occasion.
Yeah, I think that Kai'Sa is a really good pickup here, and it's pretty clear that they had a lot of coordination given the fact that it was their first selection. Another thing to note here is that I also think that there's a lot of synergy with Xerath, and having such a strong long-range artillery mage going there into the hands of Harnix is going to be really valuable against some of the limited range that we see coming out of Violet selections. Swain and Lissandra, our mages do have the ability to use their long-range spells in order to dictate the pace of fights, but ultimately their efficacy oftentimes will come from being right in the thick of things. Lissandra obviously has Claw into ultimate to get in there, get everyone slowed and disrupted, and Swain just generally is someone that you want to get into their ascended form in the middle of multiple people in order for him to do as much damage as possible. But of course, that's going to be a little bit difficult when you're up against a Nautilus, up against a Trundle, up against a Gragas. And in turn, this means that Xerath is going to be pretty comfortable playing a really defined backline, just putting down the damage with either his ultimate or the combination of long-range projectiles that he's able to put out.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And, you know, if there ever is a situation on where Violet does get to the back line, then they do have a few ways to just sit there and go, nope, we're going to start over. We've got a cask. We have a pillar. We've got an ultimate from Nautilus that I can't think of right now. But Dredge Line, you know, his passive. There are a lot of things going on with their team that's just going to be able to keep the artillery safe, and allow Kai'Sa and Xerath to most likely do enough damage to shred that team entirely.
And I think that we are probably going to be seeing a lot of those team fights actually play out here in this first round, particularly because I don't think that there's a fantastic split pushing threat on either side, with the exception of K-Peps on Trundle. The fact that it is going jungle, though, kind of indicates to me that we'll have to be seeing them a bit more at neutral objectives rather than going for something like the Hullbreaker rush. But this is definitely kind of a nice change of pace from what we've been seeing in a lot of these high elo games in recent times here. We'll probably be getting more concerted 5v5s, a lot of focus around objectives, and just generally some pretty action-packed plays going forward here.
That I agree with. So, looking at both of these, I would say if this game is going to be like a 5v5 fiesta, that I think Violet maybe has the better comp in the off chance that they get a kill, like during the fight, right? Because then you have Jinx getting really excited. You have the potential of Darius being able to get a couple of ultimates off and maybe execute one or two on their side. Like, there's survivability in Lissandra or lockdown in Lissandra being able to just cask somebody. I don't know. I'm gonna lean your side, and I like Violet's comp now a little bit more than I like Cloud's comp, assuming that we're not going to have like a split pusher on either side.
Yeah, I think Titan Gaming definitely has its strong points. There is going to be a pretty heavy burden placed upon champions like the Swain in the hands of Turd here, though, in order to make sure that they're able to dictate that pace of entry regarding team fights. If Swain is able to get one of those good roots off, I think that we'll be able to see them really dictate how they get to move towards the backline of Cloud. But if it is the case that someone is picked, I think that very quickly Violet's comp has the ability to just kind of collapse in on itself. So that's definitely a danger to watch out for. However, all these questions and all of this is just broadly speculation at the end of the day. We are going to take it to a quick break here in order to wait out the rest of the spectator delay, and some of our questions, some of our worries are going to be answered very soon here in the Blue Otter League.
You don't have to love me, just give me a reason, something I could go off, try to fight the feeling. You don't have to love me. You don't have to love me. Something I could go off, try to fight the feeling. You don't have to love me. You don't have to love me. You don't have to love me, just give me a reason, something I could go off, try to fight the feeling. I can feel it rising. I can feel the wind on the back of my neck, chasing the horizon. Sun is going down, we ain't headed home yet. I can feel it building. Pressure.
It is the third week here in the Blue Otter League Platinum Series, and we are starting off with a bang here in this round between Titan Gaming Violet and DragonClaw Cloud. We don't really have anything like an invade, but we did have a crazy draft phase here that's seeing some really cool picks come out. The Swain support, the Xerath mid. These are all going to be very explosive champions as we move here through the early game. Nothing too crazy going on at the start. But Feedonomics, what do you think we're going to be seeing out of these first few levels?
Farming. Most likely farming. I don't see either of these teams wanting to go for an easy like an early kill. The only ones that I see like wanting to do that is obviously going to be bot lane. Look at what we've got down here. Oh, never mind. Never mind. They know. Just pulling that wave a little bit. Keeping them busy. But I don't think anybody's gonna try anything before their jungler show up, or maybe a support comes mid to try and help out.
Yeah, we just get a little bit of leash on the blue side of the map. That is going to be the home of Titan Gaming Violet. Sun Daddy here just kind of sitting in a bush, ready to try to get a play going down here. Pretty deft dodges by My Name's Angel against the Swain's early hooks, but that is going to be a continuous thorn in the side of this lane moving forward, and the reason why so many people detest this Swain support pick.
Swain's a fun support. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I feel like Swain will be too safe with Stun Daddy sort of sitting on the wings, especially with them being level 2 at the moment. And then are we going for an early top lane gank here?
Yeah, definitely a question to be had. Coach Adam is allowing for this push to occur. Obviously, Darius is a notoriously strong early game champion here, and he's getting a lot of priority in lane, but that is a solid stun being performed upon Hadjo on the side of Titan Gaming Violet there in the mid lane. Big chunk of damage going to be going down onto that Lissandra. The wave staying about even, but these are the trades you really want to start seeing early. You want to get that champion whittled down as Trundle begins to clear out the bot side to maybe hopefully work for a gank. Some more damage to going down onto My Name's Angel, though. Kaisa definitely getting chunked a little bit after a Swain hook lands.
Oh, he missed his body slam right there, but the damage that Gragas is able to output right now is, ooh, and go in the tower shot too. Here we go.
Yeah, there's the beginning of the fight here. That's going to be a flash engage. Both of the champions on the side of Titan Gaming are going to be moving away here. That's a lot of damage going down, plus the Ignite being dropped onto K-Peps on that Trundle here. DC Sunday, and he's going to walk forward to try to peel everyone off of the rest of the team here, but that is a big root coming down. That Swain hook is going to land. First and second blood, both going to go over in the form of a double kill to Titan Gaming Violet.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, what would you have done differently there?
Well, I probably wouldn't have gone for the gank to begin with. They were a little bit too close to tower, and against the Swain, that's always pretty scary to watch out for. But given that the gank did have to go down and they felt that they had a chance there, if I were DragonClaw, I probably would have played it about the same, frankly. There was just a lot of damage coming through and the need to dodge skill shots, basically. I think that the idea broadly worked out pretty well. Stun Daddy got in position to try to make sure that My Name's Angel didn't fall, but that big hook coming out from Turd was enough to shift the flow of that team fight away from being favored for DragonClaw.
I think the only thing that I would have done differently is wait for the flash before I had thrown up my trophy. Like, the pillar came out a little too early for my tastes.
Yeah, definitely made his presence known in lane, and we immediately saw a big shift back towards the tower, but not in a way that completely gave priority away to DragonClaw Cloud there. I really like the fact that we saw Swain continuing to look forward, trying to find a way in, as Sejuani's going to claw in alongside Lissandra here, forcing the flash out of Harnick, going to be moving back towards tower. That's a big stun coming through, going to force the pop of barrier out. No kill getting confirmed for Titan Gaming Violet, but that's both sums lost for the mid laner of DragonClaw.
Can we take a look at Swain's items? What did he? Oh, he just came back like a learned man. He's got a couple of books in his boots.
Yeah, very amplified right now with all those tomes in the inventory, going to continuously become a larger and larger threat for the side of DragonClaw here. Stun Daddy going to really have to be careful about the fights that they pick and choose here. Have to ensure that they are both at relatively high health, but furthermore that they're able to fully isolate one of the members of the bot lane here. It's most likely going to require a gank from K-Peps in order to get anything turned back, but there goes the hook down.
Oh no, but they had health again. That's so unlucky.
Yeah, Lissandra coming in, Hajio just getting a ton of pressure down onto that bot lane. Unfortunately, Xerath being forced so far back after that Sejuani gank ultimately meant that Lissandra got that roam potential and ability to really dictate another kill down onto the bot side.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens right now. Like,
yeah, that's another big eye coming through. That Empire is not going to land for a full kill here, but we're seeing more of a shift down onto the bottom side as Trundle goes into River. Pillar going to be dropped here. Lissandra standing at full health, though. Loud and Proud, they're going to continuously zone the side of Cloud away.
yeah, and I mean, like up in the top side, because our directed camera keeps taking us back that way. What do you think about that matchup? Like again, Adam against Bronapoli.
I think that Bronapoli is playing this pretty darn well. They are really looking for that pull in as well. That's going to be a bit of damage being dropped onto the form of the Gragas, but given the fact that Coach Adam is continually allowing for the push and staying close enough to tower while farming pretty well, I think that you ultimately are going to get this sense of developing frustration from the side of Titan Gaming up here. The question is whether or not Bronapoli can find time in which to push the buttons of his lane opponent in order to really get in and get a kill, or otherwise can he farm up enough to really create a big CS difference there in that top lane and continuously pressure and whittle down the Gragas in order to set up for something like a dive later on.
Right, like, and I mean, they have been in the area 2 different times now wanting to dive him. I think we had the Sejuani encroaching earlier, and just now we saw that Lissandra was also taking a visit up top. But I don't know. I mean, obviously he's got him a little bothered.
Yeah, it's just a matter of whether or not Coach Adam will make a misstep more than anything else here. Bronapoli continuously is kind of shaping the waves in the lane to a favorable position. That's a stun going down onto Lissandra mid, though. There's so much pressure coming out of the way that Harnix is landing skill shots and whatnot. A hook going down top as well. Coach Adam gonna drink a little bit, bop the Darius on the head, and just continually trade back the damage. That's an explosive cast going down right there as well. Going to get the Darius to about half health. This is really what you want to see on the side of DragonClaw. Just enough fight back in them to allow for them to continuously contest the wave, not lose a whole lot to the tower here. But just generally, I think that you really need to start seeing a little bit more movement from the side of Titan Gaming if they want to push the advantage that they established from these early kills.
Well, I mean, mid lane's trying to do that right now. I don't know so much. Oh, here we go again, though. Oh my goodness.
He's gonna land, but those flame chompers are gonna keep Kaisa down for darn too long, and now Stun Daddy, with that ignite being dropped on his forehead from Turd, is going to go down as well. Abandon now getting pretty big in this lane, as they're also going to start taking some of these tower plates bot side with the help of Crab Cake.
It's not looking good for this bot lane right now. There,
yeah.
Narco. It's
that 5-0 lead.
Yeah. Yeah, is it all in bot lane too? Oh. So is it a support Lissandra right now?
Basically, Lissandra has been stacking some of those waves mid. You're starting to see that CS develop between Arnix and them. That's a big explosive cast going down. Bronapoli going pretty darn low here. Gonna force the flash out of him. Coach Adam playing this Gragas very well up here in the top lane. Finally going to be freed up and being given a little bit of breathing room to get that farm back up on the side of DragonClaw. But yeah, as I was saying, we are starting to see CS gaps develop where expected, but Hajio is sacrificing a lot in order to continue to augment that bot lane on the side of Violet here, and frankly, to pretty darn great results so far.
Yeah, I mean, I would trade 20-25 CS for my jungler for 5 kills in my bot lane any day of the week, right?
Yeah, I'd trade a whole lot more than that too, but that's just because I have that support mindset still. I think that it is also the case that Harnix, when he is meeting Hajio in lane, is oftentimes landing the skill shots really darn well and just frankly doing a great job at pressuring down the Lissandra. I wouldn't want to continue to be there against Harnix, and I think that that kind of choice to go and support the bot lane or even the top lane, we've seen a few roams up there as well, is both a kind of concession to the strength of the Xerath from DragonClaw, but it's also broadly working in favor of their game plan.
So then, looking at it right now, do you think that it becomes a situation on where there is an enemy AC-130 in the air? Like, and Cloud does have Harnix, like, just be able to one-shot a backline? Or do you think that bot lane has gotten too far out of control at this point?
I don't think that it's too far out of control. We've seen comebacks from far worse even here in the Blue Otter League. But at the same time, it is the case that Harnix will need to probably start matching roams or at least get a good team fight off so he can get the damage. That's going to be a big hook, though, down onto Nautilus, who's going to decide to Dredge Light right in there. Big knockup down onto Abandon. We're going to see Swain ulti be popped out here. That is going to be a trade of a support for an ADC, but that is a big hook going down onto My Name's Angel, who's now desperately trying to get away from this massive Swain. Flash being burned from both sides. That is a very, very low ADC. Eye of the Empire is going to get that, and TG Turret is going to go on a rampage here. That's also a big fight there in the mid lane. K-Pep's going pretty darn low with the assistance of the Sejuani. Gonna try to run back, get one good bump down onto Crab Cake, and now they're running after Hadyo. That's a big stun coming through, and this is the kind of turn that you need to see in that mid lane for Harnix to become that enemy attack helicopter, as you were talking about.
That is very true. Like, and so it did happen in the kind of fashion that I was talking about earlier, right? Trundle popped his ultimate. Oh no!
Yeah, that's a big pillar coming through. Turd, without that ultimate, is going to try to get out of that situation. Trundle a little bit too low, is going to back off, so now it's entirely down to the Nautilus and the Xerath, who is going to get hooked and rooted. No pull towards them because Turd is doing nothing but trying to make it out of dodge right now, and it looks like they're able to do so.
Yeah, that was a really unlucky pillar, I think. I'm pretty sure that the pillar just kind of stopped that situation from happening. The E was just off by a fraction, and I think it was because because Turd got disjointed right there.
Yeah, big plays. That Trundle pillar going to continually be valuable. That's a big Sejuani waiting in the bush right there. Not really going to trade much damage down onto the enemy bot lane here, but it is showing the presence that Titan Gaming have on the map right now, as we see the continually pressing of this bot lane from the side of DragonClaw here. Eye of the Empire coming through. This is a big surrounding of DC, as it looks like we're going to get a Dredge line just so Stun Daddy can save their ADC here.
That was a jungler tax right there by Krabby, by the way.
He waited. Kills going around, we're fine with that happening, right? They're also going to be dropping this Rift Herald bot lane. This is going to be first tower going over to the side of Titan Gaming Violet. A real good start for them, as it looks like we also have a caught out Kaisa here. That is Flame Chompers into a pull from Swain. Angel barely going to get away, and now we have Trundle working as the front line, trying to get something done. That is Xerath ulti being popped as well. Harnix raining down the fire upon the side of Titan Gaming Violet, but they are undeterred. We had Swain going golden there to avoid most of the damage, and now Xerath may be the one that's caught out, as we see Hadyo coming into the area. Big root coming out. Turd gonna get knocked up by Nautilus, although now it's a split fight. That's a big shutdown going over to the Trundle, and now Titan Gaming Violet is set running here. K-Peps is going to chase after the Lissandra through that mid river, going to get stopped in their pursuit here though, and in turn it looks like Sejuani is also going to be able to get out. Now we have some trades going on in the top lane. Brona probably going to about half health here. Coach Adam can continue to chase him through the wave now, not taking a whole lot of damage from it. Big stun coming through, but that's also a lot of damage being traded back with that sweet spot.
Here it goes. Oh no!
The Gragas explosive cast being dropped as well in order to act as self-peel there. Coach Adam going to get out at just a fraction of health. That bleed passive is crazy. Do not count out the Darius just yet.
That was a lot of damage from the Darius there, and I thought that it was, Adam, what are you doing? Adam, leave. Adam, go home.
Adam, go home. You're drunk, buddy.
Adam, go home.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Adam. Two now. Oh, Adam. Yeah,
Adam,
look at it, just get this wave. That is a juicy cannon minion right there, and that's a juicy pig riding Sejuani that's gonna come right in. That is going to be a dead Gragas. Oh, that spin to win coming out of the Darius here. That was a lot of damage going down onto the Sejuani. I thought we may have seen a trade back with a bit of overconfidence, but look at this rotation up to Titan Gaming Violet looking to press for a second tower in the matter of a few minutes.
Oh man, Adam. You were the hero there for a minute. I guess
Yeah.
that's the thing though, is like you know, you're the hero and then you're around long enough to see yourself become the villain. That was it
Definitely.
in slow motion right there. I mean, obviously there's a fog, so he can't see it, but like I
Yeah.
just that poor Gragas.
Yeah, feeding on. So you ever just queue up for like a game of League, lose it, and then realize, ah, crap, I just wasted half an hour of my life, and now I gotta queue up twice more in order to get that LP back?
No, I just normally like rage queue up again because you can't go out on a loss. Let's be honest here.
Oh
And then the
gosh.
win never feels good. Like, right, you win and you're like, oh,
Yeah, that's true. I just
sweet.
feel, I just think that that's what the Gragas must be feeling right there. Burning so much
Ooh!
for an epic escape going down. That is a lot of damage going onto Lissandra here, but the range difference means that, especially with Sejuani in there, they're going to go out. But yeah, that was ultimate used, that was flash being used. Coach Adam did a lot in order to get out of Bronapoli's range, only to stay for that cannon minion, and in turn going to be taken down by the entirety of Titan Gaming here. The score is now 10-5. There is not as big of a gold gap as you would expect, given the fact that you have that first turret over to the side. Oh wow, that's a lot of fight going up here too. K-Pep's gonna
Ooh.
get stunned. That is Sejuani ultimate coming out here, but Hardek's gonna trade back, starting to do a lot of damage. K-Pep's now going to be in the area in order to continue this fight going forward. Shutdown going to be dropped though onto the Jinx, and that's a flash forward. It looks like Lissandra's going for something big right here and going to continue to lock down the enemy team as we go for that split fight. A triple kill going over to Abandon here. Big plays coming through for Titan Gaming Violet as they look to contest this mid wave.
Like, and that's what we were talking about, right? Is like in a team fight situation, if Jinx gets to pop off, then you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, Everfrost being dropped right there. Gonna get Bronapoli a little
Adam.
bit of damage traded back
Adam.
onto him under the tower. But Adam, probably a little bit too eager, doesn't realize the Abandon is still in the area. And that combined with Darius ult is enough to knock out the Gragas for a second time now. And what I was just talking about in terms of a gold lead is starting to become untrue once more as it is beginning to balloon up here. And you have Titan Gaming Violet continuing to further their pressure on the map as they begin to take the second Rift Herald.
Oh, that was just I like watching it happen, right? Like, you know, we have Jinx getting excited. We have one of the dunks happen from Darius. And I don't know. Like I feel defeated right now, America. I
Defeated
feel
is
defeated.
one way to put it, but I think that that reveals biases that we simply do not have as casters.
No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. None at
Yeah.
all. No whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, Titan Gaming Violet definitely showing out here in this early game, capitalizing on what I could frankly say is a bit of overconfidence on the side of DragonClaw Cloud. We saw them over eagerly extend, sit for waves, things of that nature, and we've just been getting so much pressure out of a lot of these players as Everfrost is not going to fully land down onto the Trundle, going to get slowed for a little bit, but given the combination of Pillar and W, we're getting a lot of bonking occurring right there. K-Pep's going to get that kill down onto the mid laner from Titan Gaming.
We were just talking about Cloud being too proud, right? Violet did right there themselves. Was looking for some sort of engage into the mid lane against the three people that were there, and then just ended up trolling around and running into a troll in the jungle.
Yeah, Caster Curse sometimes doesn't even allow you to finish your sentence before you're proven very wrong. As Turn's going to take a lot of damage here. We're going to see Void Missile land as well, and that's going to lead to Harnix getting the shutdown eventually. Dead Jinx as well. This is a lot of confidence and pressure actually working out this time for DragonClaw. Everything we were just saying is coming up
Just
once again.
why not just flip
Opposite.
it?
Yeah,
It's opposite day here at the Blue Otter League, guys. We apologize. We didn't know, and that is going to be an Infernal Drake over to the side. Like, unless there's anything crazy happening, I should be careful here. But yeah, that's a red Drake over to the side of Cloud.
Yeah, and this is a very deep Darius. I'm not exactly sure how Bonapoli got into this situation here, but that is going to be the entirety of DragonClaw coming down to take him out. And that's also going to be a Rift Herald dropped with no way to get a charge. That's a big win on the side of DragonClaw Cloud here, going to be reestablishing their presence throughout the map itself, as well as allowing for them to claw back a bit of the gold they have lost.
And they did sneak in. They did sneak in an Earth Dragon whenever we weren't looking. I don't know when that happened, but I definitely missed it. So 3 dragons have been taken in this game so far, and I mean, with Infernal like being the sole point for these teams, like, I mean, if either of these teams can get to like two Infernal Drakes, I worry about the damage that the other team will be able to weather.
Yeah, these Drake buffs going to be a big factor given how explosive both of these compositions are, and I shudder in fear of what would happen if either is going to establish the soul here. We now have Baron spawned up on the map. We are 22 minutes into the game, which means that we're going to be seeing the topography of how things are played out changing a little bit. A bit more rotations here onto the top side in order to try to get priority and vision of this big neutral objective, as this could be the turning point for either team as we start to see them even up in the runnings.
Yeah, and looking at the way kills are distributed, like on the teams, right? That is a gigantic jinx. Like, absolutely sad. Oh no, Adam.
Yeah, it looks like Bronapoli is going to go for a little bit of bush cheese here. Greg is going to body slam out, but that's not going to be enough. Hook is going to land, and that is going to force a flash that is answered in turn by a big slam jam ultimate coming out from that Darius. The 1v1 not going in Coach Adams' favor, as the rest of DragonClaw Mountain are pressed back towards their mid tower.
That's just never a person that you want to walk into like in an unwarded brush, to be honest.
I mean, frankly, I don't think I would want to walk into anyone in an unworded brush. That seems like a very, very sad time all around. But a Darius definitely doubly so here, as we also start to see the movement of Titan Gaming's main squad up there towards the Baron. Looks like they're just cleaning vision for now. But this shows the confidence that, no, they are starting it up. In fact, as you said, Abandon, huge on that Jinx right now. May have the damage to just melt this out. Sejuani, obviously not the best taker. It looks like they're going to decide against it, though, using Visions of Empire there to just ensure that they have knowledge of where the enemy team is, and ultimately saying, hey, you know, we have a lot of presence, but not quite yet. They'll look to strike again pretty soon, though. I can feel it in my bones.
Can you? Like, I mean, and that's completely fair. We'll see what happens. I suppose that, oh, here we go, teleport coming in behind them.
This is a pretty eager teleport, as Dredgeline is going to whiff there. They're going to drop ultimate in turn. Bronapoli also coming in from around the other side now, going to be catching out 2 of them. We also have a skirmish coming down from the river, as K-Peps is going to go on a killing spree, taking out the Darius. But in turn, you're going to see them start to move in. Turd already in ultimate form, trying to get something done. But this is now a pretty beefy front line, and Azera to back them up. K-Peps starting to flash away. Big explosive cast coming down. Cupcake going pretty darn low, but Coach Adam isn't able to finish them off, as we see Hagdio coming on into the area and preventing them from moving deeper on into the jungle. Now, Turd coming around the other side, looking for a flank. Everyone else being pulled back off, though, but frankly, given how strong this Swain is, I could see a 1v1 in the future.
Yeah, I mean, looking at items again, yeah, no, Swain can probably kill somebody on the side of Dragon, like Cloud, for sure. Like, I'm kind of speechless that was only a 1-for-1 on each side.
Yeah, a lot of resources being blown from either team to try to establish dominance, as an ace there, or even 4-for-1 or something like that could have translated into a Baron for either team here. So I think that with that in mind, as we got deeper on into that fight, both teams began to see the diciness of the situation and probably didn't want to risk the full force of a Baron Nashor. Instead, they want to all kind of stay up as this dragon is going to spawn in here now. Definitely good to go up to Soul Point if you're on the side of DragonClaw Cloud. It will provide them with the ability to kind of put the game on a timer here, and in turn, we're going to see this contestation from the side of Titan Gaming Violet. That's a big stun coming through, and now we're seeing a Darius getting through and tearing through that line with his ultimates, running in, getting that bleed passive on as many as possible as Stun Daddy is sitting running for the hills alongside his ADC. That's a blast plant being utilized. Turd gonna pop ultimate, gonna get the kill down onto Stun Daddy, and now My Name's Angel is kind of caught out as you see the demonic form of the Swain coming through alongside Hadio to get the kill down. That's 3 dead on the side of DragonClaw Cloud.
Really was like a horror movie, just watching Swain just like slowly creep towards Kaisa in the bush. There wasn't really much to do there to save the day, and like once again, Ronapoli hanging out in his favorite bush. So like, just I don't know. Now is it a Baron? Maybe.
That is Xerath ultimate being used, showing acknowledgement of the team in the area here. That's going to be a little bit of damage being dropped down onto Abandon and some of the other carries for the side of Titan Gaming Violet, but they are taking this Baron pretty darn low now. Just Xerath and that Gragas in the area. That was an almost clear Baron steal as that one went pretty darn low, but ultimately it's going to be going over to Titan Gaming here. Bronapoli getting a big split there onto that bottom side and very much enjoying those buffs as Abandon and Crabcake are both kind of chased back towards turret.
And honestly, Narco, I don't want to really ruin your fun or anything, but there was a hull breaker purchased in this game.
No!
Yeah, I know. It hurts me too. But you know, Bronapoli, like, it's too good of an item not to grab whenever you're a beefy top laner, right?
Yeah, and the fact that the nerfs are only going towards ranged champions makes this all the sadder, as we will be seeing more and more of these hull breakers built basically every game for several weeks from here on out.
Oh no, Angel.
Angel going pretty darn deep here, and there's Bronapoli with that hull breaker in hand, running face first at the Kaisa. A lot of damage being traded back down onto them, but the fighters in this Darius trying to get something done. It's the dunk. Bronapoli, 1/8 of their health, understood that they had that R in their back pocket though, and they're going to get the kill down onto My Name's Angel.
I wanted to, I don't know. It's a David and Goliath story this time. It's not bias. It's not caster bias. Like, it's a David and Goliath. You watch one team take off like 5-0 to start the game, and you want the other guys to win. That's what's happening right now, Narco. I'm just letting you know.
I thought you were talking about David and Goliath being the Kaisa and the
that was definitely that scenario. that was the scenario right there. Like, but you know, in the story, Goliath didn't have Hullbreaker.
That's true. Yeah, the Hullbreaker, definitely a big difference there. Incredibly gold efficient item for those of you who may be unfamiliar. It's so darn good, frankly, that it has kind of made split pushing a highly competitive strategy, even in the upper echelons of play, which for the longest time never was the case, as it was kind of a solo queue dominating kind of carry strategy. Definitely interesting to see the metagame kind of shift and shape around this different kind of game plan, especially after we had that era of roaming support tops there for a second. We're seeing Xerath all being dropped down here, trying to get something done against that Jinx and going to get them pretty darn low, but no cigar in terms of a kill being confirmed for the side of DragonClaw, as Bronapoli is finally going to get collapsed on here. Let's see what the Darius can do. That Hullbreaker, remember, still in tow, and we also have that ultimate up. Looks like just generally though, that is going to be less climactic than I was hyping it up to be. He's just gonna kind of walk away.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had help from his support. So like Darius did get assisted by a slow from Swain. That being said, without looking yet, how many souls do you think we have on Swain right now?
Ooh,
it's a fun mini game. It's a brain.
I have no clue. You got to give it to me.
I'm gonna say, let's say 56.
Sure, sounds like a fair number. Those were a lot of roots we saw. That was a lot of soul sucking that we've witnessed.
All right, so let's check it out. Oh my goodness, I was so close. He's at 52 for all of you playing at
Darn.
home. I was right there. How much health is that actually? Now I'm very curious. 260 bonus health. So is that almost an emerald crystal? Is that an emerald crystal?
Yeah, I think it's a bit more than a ruby crystal, to be sure. We are starting to see the movement of Titan Gaming Violet down into this bot side river. They have taken the Baron off the map, and in turn, they are looking to go up in the dragon count here against DragonClaw. That is going to be a big engage coming through. Hajo a little bit far out from everyone else, as a bunch of damage is going to be dropped down. Both them and Harnix are going to be going golden here. Barrier being popped, as well as flash for the Xerath, as turret is going to be pushed back away from the rest of the team by the face of the Nautilus. Now we see the Xerath ult being dropped down. A lot of damage going down onto not only the tanks, but the carries on the side of Titan Gaming. And now the Darius is looking to come in here to clean this fight up and turn the tide of things. Sun Daddy going to be the second one taken down by his wrath after My Name Angel fell to his axe. That is a big turn. More damage going down on Titan Gaming Violet's side, and that's going to be a dragon.
Darius is home. Like, that's just what to take away from that. Just sort of slowly creeping down. Adam can't really assist because he's got to hold this wave a little bit, and you know, just like I was talking about earlier, that slow and steady just horror movie walk, followed up by flash, mind you. So.
Yeah, teleport being dropped here from Hajo to help continue this push down into the mid lane after the dragon is secured. They're going to rotate top here, try to get a second inhibitor out of this in order to confirm the next Baron. That explosive cast and full pump from Coach Adam just not doing a whole lot. Finally, those turret shots are going to be able to put a dent into that Darius's armor as the shutdown goes over to Jungle. Stun Daddy getting a huge hook off of here against Turd. Turd going to go gold and still in that ultimate form, but ultimately that is not going to be enough, as he will also be taken out. Those are two big kills and two very small victories for the side of DragonClaw Cloud. They have to be happy about this, as it most likely is going to delay another push down into their base. They'll be able to use that gold as well as in order to get some dominance and vision back into their jungle and hopefully get a contestation of this next Baron.
Yeah, it was definitely a slowdown on that Baron for sure. Like, if they would have just walked in, taken that turret, and walked away, I have no doubt in my mind that they would have just set up for Baron.
Yeah, and it looks like
it's setting up for Baron.
Going for it, yeah. Teleport coming in as well. We do have full awareness from the side of Titan Gaming Violet. That is going to be Stun Daddy going pretty darn low, but it looks like Abandon's going to kind of have to do that shuffle to dodge Xerath ultimates now. But Lissandra right in the thick of things, maybe going a little bit too deep, will get the trade-off onto the Xerath there and secure themselves a double kill. But now Crab Cake is going to drop their ultimate down onto Angel to prevent the flow of damage from continuing to go through. That is going to be a big shield being popped for them, and that's going to be enough to turn the tide of that battle. Sejuani going down, as now we have Trundle and Gragas against the forces of this Darius and Swain. They seem to see that the fight is not going in their direction. Darius is continuing to chase, though, up into the river. That is going to be Gragas and Trundle managing to get out here as they continue to run for the hills now. Bronapoli not stopping for anyone, as we see My Name's Angel just kind of returning to base, getting this clear off on the mid wave.
Angel's Killer Instinct, to be able to cast Killer Instinct. Yes, I worked my way towards that. It's been well done, this game. Should have been dead to rights a couple of times over now, and has just zooped out of it with their ultimate. So, like, definitely something to maybe watch for one or two more. How do we feel about gold? I mean, it's still different, but at this point of the game, like, that much of an advantage isn't as much of an advantage, I suppose, is the way to bring up, like, what is this, 5K? Just about 5K.
Yeah,
not quite
frankly,
there.
if you're on the side of DragonClaw Cloud, you have to be happy about how these last 3 minutes or so played out here. You're beginning to get back down some of these shutdowns from the side of Titan Gaming Violet, and in turn, you are allowing yourself to secure a closer contestation of the gold, and in turn, a movement towards objectives that you just simply were not able to sustain from before. As long as you continue to fight front to back and you find picks and maybe an attempt to push them off of this Baron right now, you have a shot going forward. But given the fact that it's being melted so darn fast, it looks like Titan Gaming Violet is going to take that relatively uncontested. That's a big ultimate coming for Sejuani. Hadjo going to go over the wall there to get the pick down onto the Zerath. That's a lot less damage. Sun Daddy also going down. K-Pep's too deep as well. That is not the kind of turn that you wanted to see from the side of Cloud. That's a double kill for Swain. A shutdown going over onto Lissandra here. So Angel is definitely getting a bit of gold back. But the question is, will she be able to hold off this onslaught as Coach Adam goes deep here? Wow, staying on the back line there. The focus may be on the wrong person as she's going to take down another player. But this is going to be a big turn here as you have both Swain and Darius dropping Ghost, getting that hook down. Kaisa's not going to live through this one.
I think that one might be game one, Narco. Like, you know, me using my ultimate casting abilities to call this one.
Yeah, those death timers may be a little bit too long here. I think that we'll see Zerath and Stun Daddy pull up to try to do something, but Turd and Brodopoli especially have a lot of sustain here and probably won't be able to do much to stop this push. Yep, that is game one, confirmed to be going over to Titan Gaming.
Man. So, like, looking at game one, Narco, what do you think happens in game two? How do we feel about this? Who's getting banned out to start game two?
I don't even know if it was necessarily an issue with composition on the side of DragonClaw Cloud in this first game. I think that there were a lot of little mistakes and over presentations early from them that allowed for the momentum to really start swinging in favor of Titan Gaming Violet. I think that if you correct and move towards a more coherent game plan early on, and maybe going back to what you said at the start of the game, actually focus really heavily upon CS above all else, I think that we might be able to see a safer and therefore better game coming out of the side of DragonClaw here in the next one. If I were to call out 4 bans here, I think that Lissandra did a really great job maneuvering both to the top and bot side with the utilization of her abilities. So maybe try to put Hadjo off of one of these kind of roaming mid laners may become really valuable for the side of DragonClaw. But in turn, I think that was itself an adaptation of the fact that Abandoned and Turd got so strong so early. So maybe it is the case that if you just are able to stabilize bot lane and you keep Hadjo kind of bottled up in the mid lane, so they actually have to deal with a 1v1 versus Harnix, perhaps it's the case that you don't really have to focus on mid for those bans. You'll instead go for a ban maybe against like these like lane dominant supports such as the Swain.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you were just harping on right there, bot lane for Violet contributed to 20 of those kills that game out of 33. Like, and their participation was absolutely phenomenal. So it's definitely something to look out for and to maybe target. I don't know if targeting out a Darius would be the way to go because you can always build Hullbreaker on another champion.
Yeah, and I honestly think that putting Coach Adam there on one of those kind of team play or top laners actually went pretty darn well for them. Coach Adam, besides a few hiccups in terms of greeting for a cannon minion there, I think that like even though they went down a bit in CS, which is kind of expected against such an early lane dominant champion as Darius, we saw them trading really darn well with Bronapoli. And so maybe just allowing for them to get free reign of top lane picks and bans will kind of allow for DragonClaw to just present a little bit more flexibility and allow for Coach Adam to really pick for comp going forward. A lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to work with here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna take me a minute to wrap my head around all this. Like, honestly, Narco, can you give us to a break? I need a break.
Yeah, definitely. For those of you just tuning in, we just witnessed game one between Titan Gaming Violet and DragonClaw Cloud go down to that blue side with Titan Gaming Violet, putting on quite the show here. Early game jungle dominance, late game team fighting prowess. We saw it all, and we look to continue that going into game two.
So high, it'll never come down. Feeling like a billion. Head up in the sky, I've been losing the ground. Give me that. Give me that. I can feel it. I can feel it rising. I can feel the wind on the back of my neck, chasing the horizon. Sun is going down, we ain't headed home yet. I can feel it building. Pressure so high, it'll never come down. Feeling like a billion. Head up in the sky, I've been losing the ground. Give me that. Give me that. I can feel it.
Watch my life pass me by, never knowing where I belong in a web of love and lies. As you string me along, and I can't breathe, I can't see. I'm losing sight of everything. I feel the walls closing in, closing in. Am I falling apart? Oh, I just wanna be free. I just wanna be free. I think I'm falling apart.
Emerging from the ashes in game one is the first victory of the season for TG Violet here. They're looking to go up with their first full victory here in the Blue Otter League. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Yarko here with Feedonomics, here to cast the second pick ban phase. And already we're seeing DragonClaw Cloud coming out and saying, hey, we don't want a repeat of what happened last time. There is the Swain ban.
Like I was saying, I think it was 10 and 5 apiece for both of the bot laners, along with like 12 and 15 assists on both sides. So out of 55 kills, it was a 47 like kill participation bot lane, which maybe it does warrant some attention.
Maybe just a little bit. Yeah. Swain, as we said before, just super lane dominant, has the ability to get just some incredibly clutch ease off, and in turn just shift the dynamics of big fights, especially when it comes to ganks down there in the bot side of the map. So I'm happy to see that gone. Leona Zeri going to be the bans out of the side of Violet here. Kind of mirroring what we saw in game one. Leona, obviously something that is heavily favored by Stun Daddy here. So this, if it is the case that he remains on an engaged support, kind of will dictate them towards something more like the Nautilus or maybe even a Rel.
Are we gonna see an Urgot?
Ooh,
He's not
could
banned,
be the
he's not
case.
banned out yet. He's not banned out yet. I got a big grin on my face right now. I wouldn't mind seeing an Urgot. Like, he was one of the target bans last game.
Yeah.
So it's a Zach.
Another target ban that it got through the cracks this time around, the Zach going over to Cloud. Yeah, this is something that K-Peps has talked about before, wanting to be on, just thinking that it's just a great team-oriented pick, especially in coordinated play. Really crazy gank setups obviously possible here. And there's the Urgot you've been talking about, Feedonomics. Tell me about this pick.
I just really like Urgot. You know, the Urgot is fun. Like, great champion. I've played this champion for a long time through all his iterations. I enjoyed when he could jungle for 3 minutes.
You can jungle with anything. Trust me,
Well,
Feedonomics. You can jungle with anything.
Okay. So let me refrain. I really enjoyed it when you could jungle with him whenever red buff was procced on spells.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Was a great time. You'd land that acid hunter and then you would just never stop hitting Q. Though Cloud already, once again, really beefy frontline, like with Zac and Kled. I mean, but on the other hand, how many of these things on Cloud's side don't have fun in interaction with Poppy's W?
Ooh, yeah, you definitely have a point there. Zac getting stopped by Poppy W, Kled getting stopped by Poppy W, Corki also getting stopped by Poppy W here. Still going to be selected into that Stout Yordle on the side of TG Violet here, which I think shows that you still have a lot of confidence being exuded from the side of DragonClaw here. They understand that they will have to dictate and set up fights around where the Poppy will be on the map, and in turn I think that means that they're kind of comfortable picking these champions that may be countered in some small way by Poppy, but they understand that they'll be able to get vision, get those ganks off, and get some plays going.
And another character that got through ban phases this time getting snatched up is Echo on the side of TG Violet. So that's also going to be something interesting to watch. I'm on cloud 9 right now because of Urgot. I'm not gonna lie, Narco. Like I'm really excited. I can really only hope. Am I gonna see like a steampunk Urgot that's just like Choo Choo Wild West, or am I gonna see a giant enemy crab? Like there are a lot of things.
I don't know if you're on Cloud 9, Feedonomics. You're in fact on the Blue Otter League here, yeah, in game 2 between DragonClaw Cloud and Titan Gaming Violet. But yeah, I will definitely have the skin discussion with you. I'm personally a fan of all the cutesy ones, so I do want to see the Pajama Guardian cosplay come through. Yeah, the best.
That's fair. I mean, every Urgot skin has its place. That's all I would say.
No, they definitely do. But I'll tell you what doesn't have their place here in the bot lane. Any Enchantresses with Karma and Soraka going to be knocked out by DragonClaw Cloud, as Titan Gaming going to answer back with bans for the bot lane as well here. Caitlyn and Braum both being taken off the chopping block. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the Braum ban here, Feedonomics. It's obviously the case that Cloud already has that front line that you were talking about in the form of Zac and Kled, and I probably would have liked to see a bit more interactivity and engage potential from Cloud. So this still leaves open stuff like the Nautilus, stuff like the Rel that we were talking about before here. Twitch going to be the pickup though for the side of Titan Gaming.
That's why we were getting rid of the wall. Like we want to shoot everyone at the same time is what TG Violet is telling me with this pick and this ban. Like what I wouldn't be against seeing right now for Violet's second pick is what Cloud just picked up. I was expecting a Lulu.
Yeah, the Lulu being both incredibly strong by herself in terms of being the herald of the enchanter meta, but also a really good pickup for Cloud in terms of denying this for the hyper carry like Twitch here. We could be seeing a pretty passive bot lane, as I could still see Titan Gaming deciding to put Turd onto a champion that will be able to allow for the Twitch to really come into their own in the late game. But it is also the case that they showed themselves to be incredibly strong in the face of the fights. Whoa, the Teemo hover. I would love to see Teemo support.
It's not happening, Narco.
Please
no.
happen.
No,
Please happen.
It's not getting locked in, Narco.
Oh god. Please hover Teemo and then lock in Talia support. That's the real dream right here.
Narco, what world are you living in? Is this like some weird Wild Rift like comp that you're talking about? Oh,
the brand. So it is going to be another very aggressive support onto the side of TG Violet here. I do like that selection. Brand obviously puts out so much damage that you're often able to negate the presence of shields and heals from enchanters, especially there in the early game before they have the chance to fully scale up here. Aphelios is going to be the AD carry pick up for the side of DragonClaw Cloud, though. Obviously very, very strong and a real blast to cast, to be frank. I'm really excited to just talk about those guns.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Gun on the side of Cloud. Like Gun the champion is fantastic to watch. But now I want to go back to the side of Violet and I want to talk about how much just incidental damage this bot lane is going to be able to cause if their abilities ever hit anyone. Like with both passives sort of doing double duty right here. Are we sure that Turd's not just a mid laner, by the way?
You know what they say about carry supports? They're mid laners that don't want to see us. No, I'm just kidding. They're in fact huge team facilitators that don't want to be tied down to any individual lane, and instead they want to bring damage wherever they go. But they also can't juggle.
Well, I mean, Brand can technically jungle. There was a little bit. There was a small bit. But yeah, I like Violet's comp more.
Second time in a row.
Like but this one really has to do with my Urgot bias. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely pushing it.
I do see what you're saying, though, in terms of incidental damage. There is just such a great ability for Violet to combine the CC that comes from champions like the Poppy with just the absurd output that Twitch, Brand, and even Echo are able to bring to the table here. If any of those lanes get ahead, especially through the work of Crabcake, who has shown themselves to be an incredibly good player when it comes to facilitating big shots for their laners, I think that we could see a game spiral out of control very, very quickly in favor of Titan Gaming.
No, I definitely agree, and I do worry about the ability to escape on like a Kled and a Corki if Crab does come up to say hello. Just like I said, the power from that W. We're gonna have to see like early dashes from Kled and like early Valkyries from Corki if they want to be able to stay alive in that lane, and then you worry about like Poppy just rolling back around and coming back immediately afterwards.
A lot of variables to keep track of for sure, but at the same time, you have a lot of scale potential for DragonClaw Cloud. Corki, a notoriously strong champion with great damage output of their own, especially if they're able to make it through laning phase without being completely bowled over. And Lulu will just be such a huge boon for the carry champions that you do have drafted from the side of Cloud. there's also the fact that her W acting as a disruptor is particularly good against champions like the Twitch and like the Poppy, if it is the case that they start to get going but maybe are a little bit out of position here. So a lot of burdens on a lot of different people on both sides of the coin here in the Blue Otter League. Game 2 between DragonClaw Cloud and Titan Gaming Violet.
That and you did kind of harp on an important point about Corky, right? Like, if a big one ever lands in like the vicinity of Twitch and Brand, they're gonna be missing half their health bar.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of positional burdens placed upon, especially the bot lane on the side of Titan Gaming Violet here. But at the same time, Corky, by necessity of possessing that package and having Valkyrie as one of their abilities, will have to walk that fine line between going in deep against a team that both has anti-dash buttons as well as just an absurd amount of damage, alongside also ensuring that they themselves are able to contribute the maximal amount to team fights in order to break through the beefiness of champions like Urgot, with Bruno fully piloting that.
Yeah, so looking at it, no biases. Who do you want to win, Narco?
You know, I am hurt that you have to keep appending this with no biases, okay? I am professional, Feedonomics. I am a professional, and in my professional opinion here, I probably do have to give it to Violet. I think that they drafted towards the strengths that we saw coming out in game 1. A lot of really good early game prowess. They still obviously do have the potential to carry Abandon and Hadyo, occupying champions that just singularly 1v9 if given the tools to do so. But also at the same time, DragonClaw definitely not out of it yet. K-Peps is on a comfort pick here. We have Harnix able to farm it up, get strong, and hopefully destroy people as we move on into team fights. It's balanced, but at the same time, we do have slight preferences here in terms of who we have to determine to come out on top. And given that you put a gun to my head and told me pick one of the two, I'm gonna go Violet.
Okay, all right. I wanted to make sure. Never did I judge your ability to be a consummate professional either. Like that kind of feels like an attack and like you're deflecting, but we won't worry about that now. But we'll see what happens. Corky may be able to turn into more of an AC 130 this time than last game, because they're actually in a plane.
Is that a plane? It's like a hybrid helicopter. It does have the propellers, but we will get to the taxonomic description of Corky's vehicle here while we're on break and come back with a conclusion after the spectator delay runs out. Don't go anywhere. We're going to hop off for just a brief second here in order to get things situated, and we'll be back at you with game 2 between DragonClaw Cloud and Titan Gaming Violet. Welcome back. This is game 2 between Titan Gaming Violet and DragonClaw Cloud. As we see a little bit of a clustering of Titan Gaming, who are on the red side this time, down at the bot side, the big enemy Crab God deciding to back, gonna walk top instead. No invade coming through. Oh, I may have spoken a little bit too soon as K-Peps and Coach Adam go in for that bit of vision.
They just wanted the early vision. There was nothing else that was gonna happen there. We're fine, Narco. That being said, we figured it out, guys. It's not a plane at all. It's just an anti-gravity toboggan.
In honor of the recently ended Winter Olympics here, that is quite the toboggan. I don't think that's Olympic legal, especially with that big satellite dish on the front, or the massive amount of weapons and explosives that
I was gonna say the munitions isn't what. Yeah, okay, no, we're fine. All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh yeah, and it looks like we're going to be getting a leash on either side. Bronapoli going to be the one on the top side of the map to help out Crab Cake here for Titan Gaming Violet. Meanwhile, bot side going to be the ones dropping that leash down here. Ooh, as we are on the skin check, I just realized that Stun Daddy has got that Primo Prestige Edition for the Lulu here. As we see them move to lane, Turd getting a nice little W to start things off here.
It's a prestige match, my man. You have a prestige brand on the other side.
Yeah, but it's not a cute skin, so I don't care.
Right. I forgot. My bad. And that's a quick shield.
Yeah, Stun Daddy dropping 2 of those now, just really on point with making sure that no damage gets dropped down onto the precious ADC. But that's not the case for the mid lane, as Harnick's already getting hard pressed up against by Hagio here on the Echo.
Yeah, like that's something that he's gonna have to watch out for. Curious about the rune that he's running. I didn't pay enough attention during the loading screen. I assume that it's Dark Harvest, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it looks like Echo went for the electrocute to start things off here.
Yeah.
First strike going onto Harnick with Corki. They do have, outside of the utilization of Q by the Echo, a little bit of a range advantage. So always a nice pickup there, and especially getting that early gold down onto a champion that's as weak early game as the Corki is always going to be a boon for the side of DragonClaw Cloud.
I'm wondering about what Crab's thinking about. Looking to gank.
Looking to gank indeed. It looks like they're going to be waiting right here as they're going to emerge from behind the wall. I think that Corki probably saw that though. And the fact that they're so close to tower means that it would be a very difficult ask for Poppy to secure that gank, especially before they're able to utilize their Predator boots. As we see the first wave actually going to starting to get pushed in by the side of My Name's Angel and Stun Daddy there for DragonClaw.
Looks like they're gonna go for a contest on the scuttle. Maybe just like a protect on the scuttle. Kind of confused with this situation right now.
Yeah, K-Pep's taking a ton of damage here. As finally Coach Adam is gonna walk into the area, but oh wow, barely avoiding getting their passive off here. Kled being there, gonna get a lot of damage down onto his fellow laner, but Crab Cake now, the one at full health, entering into the river, wanting that crab for themselves. Coach Adam is set and running alongside K-Peps here, gonna knock away Scarl. That's a big deal, as now we have Hagio into the area to secure first blood against the Kled. K-Peps also going low, but going to be able to trade a kill back. Poppy going down here. Corki now in the area, rotating up to ensure that they are able to get out at a single 1-1.
Yeah, wasn't a bad 1-1. You kind of, I suppose, if you were on the side of Cloud, you wanted K-Peps to be the target of the aggression, right? Because he still had passive up. But you can't get mad about trading the way that you did right there, right? The double buff's no longer on there. You still have a buff on K-Peps. Like feeling pretty good. You don't have
that trade also prevented an early scuttle take for Crab Cake there at the top side. Continuing to force that play means that you're denying Titan Gaming Violet a little bit of vision, as the gank's going to come down here at the bottom side, but I don't think Zach was even needed there. My Name's Angel going to be able to take out an overextended Abandon. It looks like at the same time Turd is just going to make their way back up towards their tower. Coach Adam going a little bit low here after a big flip and trade from the Urgot onto the Kled, but he's going to stick with that wave and continue to allow for it to push. Really wants to get this crashed.
A big flip and trade, huh?
A big flip and trade and a big
This is
flip
a-
and trade. Yep.
This is a PG stream, obviously.
Yeah. You don't understand the amount of swear words that I want to say on a daily basis is basically only curbed by being yelled at by production repeatedly. Oh, that's a bear trap on a stick getting thrown down, but Bronapoli gonna move around the wave in order to help Crab Cake.
Yep.
That's a big slam into the wall. Not gonna get the stun out, but now he's forced into the alcove. Scarl gonna be able to run away here now, but Cled's not gonna be able to follow as this will be a kill confirmed down. More likely. Oh, Scarl on that remount right there, gonna get a turn. There goes the Urgot now, but it looks like Coach Adam's gonna go really, really low here, slam against the wall, maybe enough to help confirm the kill as he's gonna start running towards the enemy tower, going ring around the Rosie right now. Scarl gonna be remounted once more, and finally the hammer gonna come down, but Coach Adam staying in the game and getting that kill down on a Bronapoli, a huge boon for the side of DragonClaw.
That temporary passive health like dinosaur is definitely useful in certain situations, huh?
Definitely.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah, a lot to play around with there in terms of both verbiage as well as just the plays that went down. We have an invisible twitch here in the bot lane. Looking to get a poison pot thrown on both of them here. That's a bit of a passive proc. Turd not going to be able to land the stun to follow up, but look at the oppressiveness of this bot lane. Angel going pretty darn low here. Passive of that Dark Harvest going to be going down onto the Brand as they will continue to force forward in this lane.
It's one of those lanes where you just grit your teeth, like, and you're just like, oh, like whenever it's happening, right? Like, what are you supposed to do? You got two W's that are just like constantly applying the most annoying damage per second.
Yeah, you know what I do in these situations?
Curl up and cry.
No, I go into all chat as the Lulu and say something along the lines of, I love Brand players, smiley face.
Ooh.
And that's going to be a gank from the side of Hadio. Going to get polymorphed though, and now taking a ton of tower shots with the help of that root coming out from the Aphelios. That is going to be kill traded back, but another drop down is going to be able to get the enemy chaser onto a Bandit that's going to be damaged in a double kill on either side. Now a stun coming out. K-Pap's not able to get down Turd, who will walk back to their own tower yet again. That is a bunch of trades across the map. Both teams basically going even here. Just one more to the side of DragonClaw Cloud, but that is basically an even gold score.
Wasn't K-Paps at full health when he initiated that?
I wouldn't doubt it. Zach is an interesting champion when it comes to health.
I suppose you're not wrong there, but at the same time, Brand is also an interesting champion when it comes to getting rid of health.
Yeah, I love when you can go 0-5 and then just walk into a team fight, press R, walk out, and do more damage than everyone else combined.
Triple kill on accident.
Yeah, just like, oh, sorry, I'm back in the game, everyone. How silly of me. Speaking of back in the game, this is a lot of people from the side of Titan Gaming Violent down there to get the first dragon of the game. Hadio utilizing that early advantage to just kind of get some more vision of the bot side jungle, roaming so OP right now. As that's an E through, trying to get something done. K-Pups doesn't know, standing there AFK for a little bit. That's a huge catch out as we're getting that ultimate pop bouncing around a little bit. K-Pups not gonna go down, too durable, and now we've got a big turn in the fight right here. Poppy in the area, gonna get the drop of the ultimate down. Crabcake's trying to help force a kill down. The poison finally gonna come through. A shutdown going on against the Aphelios now. Turd going pretty darn low. K-Pup's gonna throw himself bodily at that champion. Brand gonna finally go down as we also have drama in the top side of the map. Coach Adam gonna flash over the wall after getting that bear trap down. The dive not fully going in his direction, but that is a very low Urgot.
Yeah, Urgot was just a hair off of landing his ultimate, though Adam was anticipating it and I think would have flashed around it. All that being said, though, that was pretty zany.
Zany for sure, yeah. That's a good
that was a zany fight. I mean, yeah, like that was like just the fact that K-Paps didn't know that Echo was coming, and the fact that Echo missed him by like a fraction of a second walking into that bush, right? And then Angel is the one that pays for it. Like I don't like ADC's got it rough, man.
Definitely. You literally had a Zach AFK for a solid second and a half of just taking damage from 3 or 4 members of Titan Gaming Violet before he comes to and just kind of bounces his way on out of there and stays alive. And yet
Still even
again, we
has his
see that
passive.
trade.
Still has his passive too.
Yeah, a little bit ridiculous there. That being yet another 1-for-1 with no kill being confirmed on the top side to really shift things around just demonstrates how close everything is. Hadio may be able to finally get that passive out here as we're gonna get that slam against the wall with the help of Crabcake. Coach Adam in the area, but a little bit of a 1v2 as finally Hardix is gonna come back in. Oh, the Angry Showerhead gonna get a lot of damage down onto the Poppy, and Coach Adam is going to be the one to secure that kill right there. Urgot now finally coming down into the area, gonna try to just extract the Echo, but it looks like they just want to go in on this. Coach Adam going to get that bear trap down, and Hardix is going to continue to push with that consistent source of damage that Corki does have there. But ultimately, they're going to just split up, say that was a good fight, handshake on it, and go once again for a 1-for-1.
Yeah, good fight there, man. I'll meet you again. See you at the Blue Off another time. And what was it, a gentlemanly exchange? Like,
yeah, I do say, good sir. I think that we had a good fight there in the bot lane, but I think we should exchange some numbers, reconnoiter, and get back together. That's a big shutdown. I was joking around too much. That was so much damage coming through for literally nothing. Aphelios getting a good kill down onto Abandon here.
that was a good blue gun ultimate. I think it did hit both bot laners. So the explosion was enough to finish off like Abandon. That being said, the scenarios in these last 2 games on the teammates team killing one another. Like, you had Lissandra passive, just allowing the other team to be sleeper agents, and this time Aphelios ult with the AoE damage. It's just, when is it gonna end?
Yeah, basically.
Oh?
Probably getting a big package of minions there under tower. Pretty happy to just sit here and farm up. Coach Adam maybe a little bit too low to really go for anything big, and we do have Poppy here on the Rift Herald, able to rotate up if any chaos does go down. The question is now whether or not we'll be seeing a contestation of this neutral objective, given the fact that Corki does have some priority of that mid lane, but Zach is sitting bot all nice and pretty.
I don't mean to alarm you again, by the way, Narco, right? But there was another Hullbreaker purchased.
Yeah, I saw it coming this time, unfortunately. You got your joy with getting Urgot this game, and I have to sit here and experience yet another Hullbreaker match.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It
It's
looks like...
expected.
Oh, here we go, K-Peps.
Yeah, throwing yourself right in there only to get stunned. Ultimate coming up from the brain. You're getting a lot of damage traded back. They're trying to do something against Twitch here, but Abandon showing no fear, walking right up and getting polypore for his efforts. K-Pep's going to get the kill, basically spoon-fed to him. Yeah, Abandon not really expecting the Lulu W there, unfortunately, as we see a trade in the top side. Brodopoli going pretty darn low now as we get him knocked off of Scarl, but it's not going to be enough. And now Poppy is just going to ult a little bit late, in frustration, sending Kled back towards his base.
Just look at Poppy come running in, helicoptering their hammer. I'm helping.
I'm helping, yeah. Unfortunately, that just wasn't prepared fast enough for them to get peeled off of the Urgot there. But Crabcake, we definitely appreciate the effort. We like to see when the junglers actually go topside, and I'm sure that basically every top laner in chat can agree with that sentiment here. Coach Adam going to continue to whittle down this tower here and continually draw pressure back from this Poppy away from the other lanes. There's a lot of damage to go around here, and there's a lot of drama to be had, even without any neutral objectives up. But my question for you, Feedonomics, is what is the next play? That's actually going to be the next play as we engage bot side. Yeah. K-Pep's also having to hop over the wall. You know, there just really is not a moment to breathe when you move towards like casting platinum games and the like, just because there's just so many fights and so much action. Everyone wants to just battle, which I'm not complaining about as we see another fight in the top lane here. Bronapoli getting those shotgun knees off, but in turn, the equally ridiculous weaponry coming from Kled the Yordle is going to be able to equalize that exchange basically here.
Just bear trap on a rope is a scary ability. That mixed with just Kled's ability to swing his weapon very quickly, to put it lightly.
Yeah. Coach Adam going pretty darn low here, but we have seen him pull off some crazy remount combos in this game so far, and it looks like he wants to continue to push that skill advantage here in lane, waiting to receive this wave from the side of Bronapoli. As now Echo tried to go in for a gank on his own lane. Poppy kind of swapping roles right there, being the mid laner for a second, farming that up. Echo coming in, not able to get a confirmed kill down onto Harnix there, but definitely giving a little bit of a good scare, as Zach is going to jump in for a jump scare of his own now, gonna get those ropes of tendrils down onto Bronapoli here, and the bounces are going to finish them off. Coach Adam going on a killing spree there in the top lane.
Yeah, Echo had to use a lot right there to get his as well. Like, obviously we didn't get to see that one, we weren't too privy to it, but a 3-man dive on mid lane to get rid of Harnix's bonus gold. That shutdown going to Echo, which is pretty scary. Speaking of scary, like, Angel should have to watch out here for a second. Oh no.
That is an incredibly fast Poppy with W, and that Predator going to run straight into Angel, but it doesn't really look like that will turn into much of a kill, as the E is not able to get the fellow all the way into a wall. Abandon is going to sit up in that bush, trying to look for an engage, but now we have the rotation of Zach into the area, making this a 3v3 that neither side wants to take particularly. So it looks like we're getting people backing off here, but it is also the case that if Titan Gaming does cede full control of this wave, this will be their tower going down, both on the bot side as well as mid, as we see Hadyo originally trying to back in that river, realize what's happening up above him, and deciding to return to the lane to clear out this last wave.
Yeah, he wanted to go back and buy, but he wanted his tower to stick around at least for one more wave. Oh, alright, well, Wild Growth, like, used really quick there just to make sure. And Crab is going to continue to posture bot side.
Given how low the Sun Daddy went, and the fact that, like, with that ultimate forced out, you have the ability to really try to set up for a dive with a little bit more confidence now, with less CC on the side of DragonClaw, but it looks like they're ultimately going to back off here. There's got to be a lot of gold sitting on both the ADC and the support for Titan Gaming, so I understand the kind of rotation from Crab Cake, but at the same time, it isn't really going to translate into a whole lot as we get more fighting up here in the top lane. Shotgun knee's going to come out. Coach Adam trying to trade back damage. God, becoming pretty darn tanky in turn here. They're going to be going about even now, but Skarl's going to run away, and now we have Hadyo coming up in the area to back up Bronapoli, and they're going to try to rotate down here onto the Kled without Skarl now going to try to have go for some sort of rebound here before they get suckered in. There's the suppression, not going to be enough, getting nommed on, and Bronapoli is going to get that shutdown goal.
Oh no. What's happening down here? Okay, Flash had to be used by Angel, because if not, I don't think he was going to make it there.
Yeah, always rough to see that in these, like, relatively uncontested situations that you as an ADC have to burn one of your summer spells, given the fact you really want to reserve those for crucial moments like team fights where your presence and damage output can really dictate the way that things go here. With that in mind, we are going to see DragonClaw pick up a drag with relative ease here. The Hex Gates coming out on the map here, going to demonstrate that pretty exciting soul is going to be on the horizon for us.
Yeah, how do you feel about that Drake, by the way? Not enough time to finish Baron.
Oh no, yeah. Unfortunate for Yeah, Titan Gaming there.
I mean, it was reactionary to the dragon. Like, that was more of a use it or lose it. I guess it was the right time to try it, maybe a little earlier.
Yeah, I guess with knowledge that dragon had come up, they could have started with a bit more abandon, and just given a few more seconds, especially given the fact that the eye was exposed, they probably could have taken it down. Harnix may be going to be caught out here as we see Echo dropping his ultimate, but the Ignite going to come through and get the kill for Hadyo. It looks like Lulu now getting a bit sandwiched in between the presence of the Poppy and the rest of the team, but Echo taking the Hex Gate over is going to prevent Titan Gaming from applying more pressure to this bot side of the map.
To answer your question from earlier, though, like, Abandon couldn't have helped with Rift Herald. He was bot lane.
Yeah.
Let you process that one for a second.
I'm not really sure if you needed him to rotate up, but I think that was just like more broadly, like Crab Cake and others. Crab Cake and company could have just started by themselves.
Oh yeah. It was because
yeah.
you said they could have started it with a little bit more abandon.
Oh, I see what you're saying here.
Yeah, Marco, I really was hoping.
Oh my gosh, I am too tired to process that, Pun. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I told you that I would do this. Let's see. We just have a ward clear. That ward deserved it. That ward also deserved it. There's another ward that just got... Oh, no, it deserved it. I think it's getting got. Yeah.
Yeah, K-Peps is going to start punching that one down.
No wards allowed. But Poppy posturing for another bot lane gank. I fear for Angel.
Yeah, Echo W going to come down, not going to confirm anything, but they're still going to go in here. Twitch going to get a lot of damage down onto everyone, but now Crab Cake the one in trouble here. Abandon getting rushed down after the teleport comes out. Coach Adam getting the kill, and now going to continue to lead the charge going forward. Not the literal charge with the ultimate, but still a pretty big charge nonetheless, as that is a very waning tower on the side of Titan Gaming, and 2 full kills getting pulled in favor of DragonClaw Cloud here.
Hey, here we go. K-Peps. I take back what I said.
Yeah.
I take back what I said. Never mind.
As we said before, Zach is a funny champion when it comes to health. Oh my gosh, Turd getting bursted down there. Harnix Valkyrying in, doing the damage necessary to exact justice for DragonClaw Cloud. That is going to be a champion coming online for sure. Although at the same time, maybe testing this out against a brand support may not be the best testament to Corki's damage output, given how squishy that champion is. But still, definitely a terror to behold and a big wake-up call for the side of Titan Gaming Violet, who are starting to drop off in terms of their gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting caught up to. I don't know. Like I said earlier, the Corki, he like a big one lands within the vicinity of one of those bot laners. They're gonna explode.
Yeah, and we saw that happen right there. And so imagine that in a team fight setting where you're able to hit more than one person, as it looks like Echo's going to try to go in and get something done. W not going to fully stun or land on anyone, but Stun Daddy themselves is going to have to waste the ultimate on themselves, blast coning over the wall in order to prevent a kill being chalked up for Titan Gaming. But that is a lot of priority restored, and the ability to kind of rotate across the map, maybe try to catch out this single Kled that is sitting up here in the top lane.
Adam, be careful.
Yeah, Adam gonna rotate around, see what all the hubbub in his jungle is all about here. Bronapoli able to kind of push with impunity due to the growing presence of Titan Gaming Violet in the top side of the map, but at the same time, Dragon less than a minute away now. This is going to be a pretty crucial time. You don't want to get sold. As we see the polymorph coming through, Hadyo being able to finally pop the ultimate is going to get the kill down onto the Lulu, but that just shows the power of that champion during team fights if they play that well. But CrabGod gonna come in, get that flip, get that kill down onto the Corki. A lot less damage now is able to come through for DragonClaw. That is a popular ultimate to continue to peel people off, and now it's just Angel and Adam in the area. Hadyo and Turd going low, though. They're gonna have to walk back a little bit as as Abandon is now standing on the front line, trying to get something done alongside Crab Cake. That is a slingshot over the wall. Cape Heavy gonna go golden here at just a fraction of their health, and look at the damage that both Abandon and Angel are able to put out there. Eventually, Abandon's gonna emerge victorious, and now he's trying to take out the Zac blobs, eventually leading to a double kill for that Twitch.
The only thing that would have made that fight a little bit better for me, and no offense to Abandon, was that if there was a Sunfire Cape, that would have gotten away with the kill.
Yeah, definitely true here. I think that given the fact that Zac is going to be one of the ones taken out and staying dead, this will be a... Oh, that was actually going over to DragonClaw. I was just talking, and meanwhile, the team that I really didn't think was going to grab it immediately just runs back in, given the fact that their death timers were slightly lower, and will take that dragon going up to Soul Point even after an even, if not slightly tight and gaming favored fight right there. Going to be a little bit worrisome going forward. Once again, that idea of the game being set on a timer going to ring true. Bronapoli getting whittled down pretty darn low. That Corky definitely starting to pack a punch.
Yeah, those Olympic grade munitions definitely putting in work.
Yeah, he does have his package too, so if he wants to look for something big, he
Oh,
has
here
the
it is.
potential to do so. There it is coming through. Bonapoli going pretty low, but is not going to be enough to just drop down some of the shots of your own. That is, as you said, Olympic grade munitions right there, doing big work for the mid laner on the side of DragonClaw Cloud.
A little bit of gymnastics too to jump over twice, but we seem to have more action coming in.
Yeah, Poppy readying that ultimate, going to try to knock down on someone, but Coach Adam using that charge is going to be able to remain unstoppable, getting a kill down onto My Name's Angel right there. That's a big turn. DragonClaw now going to be the ones occupying the Baron Pit, trying to get this down and get a bit more momentum, drawing in their direction across the map.
Now,
Oh, that is Corky coming out on the side. Yeah, Ardix going right in there. Shut down going down onto the Twitch. That is going to be an Echo running away with a popping of their ultimate. But look at this damage to the Baron also coming through. You have enough people alive from DragonClaw to continue takedowns to this objective. It now becomes a debate over whether or not Hadyo is going to opt to go for some kind of steal here. He definitely has the burst damage to do it if so desired. You have Angel in the area though, and it looks like Bonaparte is now back up. That is a low dragon, but it's going to eventually go over to the side of DragonClaw.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
Sky
Long
Daddy!
range snipe is going to just continue the action in this fight here. You got the Baron, but at the cost of that support.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
Adam.
Stop!
Adam.
Stop, Adam! Oh
Adam.
no! Staying a little bit too big on the top side of the map. That sweeper's gonna identify a target,
Bronapoli.
but that is a rebound. Bonaparte might not be the one in issue here. Bonapoli going down. Wow, My Name Angel being the real savior for Coach Adam in this situation here.
Are you sure it wasn't Scarl right there? Are you sure that the hero wasn't Scarl jumping in front of like his Yordle friend and taking shots for him? Because that's what I saw.
I feel like it's out of character to describe Scarl as the savior, more that he had to be enticed to come back in to help boost his friend's status. But also at the same time, I wanted to make an angel pun, so, you know.
I mean,
savior,
okay.
angel,
All right,
I tried.
yeah. No. We're aligned on that. All I'm saying is Scarl saw potential free meat.
Yeah,
and it works
they
out
got
for
it.
him either
It
way.
worked out. Yeah.
Like if Scarl gets Yordle or he gets Hextech. Like it's a win. It's not a losing scenario for the dinosaur.
Yeah, for sure. Here we're going to start seeing this Baron getting put to good use for the side of DragonClaw Cloud. They're walking down this mid lane. Echo doing the best he can to thin this wave before it crashes into the tier 2 turret. But Bonapoli going to use that hull breaker to the best of their ability to continue to try to get a split push going. Especially now with the fact that Coach Adam is going to come up into the area and has the benefit of getting those Baron buff minions. I don't really know how long that split will be able to go for, as we see a little bit of an engage here. Hadyo just going to R right back out there, going for a mulligan on that fight. ultimately not going to amount to much on either side.
No.
As the siege is going to continue here. Big pop-up coming down from Crab Cake now. Felio's going pretty darn low as Bronapoli attempts to go for the flank here with an ultimate snipe that's not going to land. Coach Adam going to the V1, going on a killing spree. That was pretty contingent upon Urgot ultimate landing. Angel, though, getting the damage. Abandon going for a big flank as well. Now that's a big shutdown going on to the Felios, but Corky starting to become a real nightmare as Abandon's going to go.
Oh, he's going for
invisible
another
again,
one.
going for Stun Daddy now. Stun again, I'm going to pop that shield, but it's not going to be enough. That hyper carry really beginning to come online. Finally, Harnix is going to Valkyrie forward to take him down here. That rat going to be a big thorn in the side of Cloud from now on.
Gotta really, really admire the fancy footwork from Abandon right there. To at least be able to get the second kill before Corky found him.
Yeah, and I think that given the way that fight turns out, we could have seen Abandon just simply not really try to go for anything to begin with. The willingness to really push forward and try to get that fight going shows that he maintains confidence and shows that Titan Gaming Violet is maintaining a pretty good disposition and level of communication, even in the face of the soul being picked up for the side of DragonClaw Cloud.
Well, yeah, that soul it's a really good soul.
It's a really good soul, yeah.
That's a good soul. That's a good 3 Drakes to have, I'd say. Yeah, like that's Hextech Dragon strong.
Yeah, you want a full item basically? Here you go. Get Static Shiv for yourself. And now it looks like we're going to be seeing that put to good use here in the mid lane as you see the clustering occur. Once again, Poppy is waiting in the wings though. Crabcake looking for the time to go in as Echo comes in from the other side as well. We could be looking at a big fight here as we also see Abandon going invisible. W coming out from Poppy, rushing, trying to find a way in, but ultimately deciding to kind of back off right there. Oh, but that's a big flip.
That's a
on the
dead Corky.
That is a dead Corky as well. A shutdown going over to Urgot. That is a big source of damage now gone, and that's going to be the signal.
Here comes Urgot.
Of Titan Gaming to pull the trigger on this fight. That is going to be a lot of damage being dropped down on both sides, but Crabcake going to be taken down as it looks like Name is Angel is going to go for that double kill here. Big plays coming through, a lot of trades once again as it is a 3-for-3 overall if we view that Corky as part of this fight more broadly.
Oh no.
I was trying to do a lot of damage, and that includes Turret, who's going to get a big stun down onto My Name's Angel, but he's starting to really heal back up too. Look at those itemizations. Look at that lifesteal.
Yeah, I was worried there for a second. I thought he was. Oh, but wait, the TP.
Yeah, Coach Adam going to TP behind, try to get something done here, and something will in fact be done as it looks like we're going to be getting both Abandon and Turd knocked out here. Big turn of events here for the side of DragonClaw as they will once again seek a bit more footing in this game. Every single time that they come out on top of one of these fights, we've seen them either go for an objective or go for a tower, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon here as the waves will continue to be pushed as we move towards that crucial few seconds before the Baron respawns.
Well, and I don't think it's contestable.
It'll definitely be a difficult one, especially with the fact that it looks like Bronopoli is going to opt to stay in base to try to pick up what looks to be an item here. Basically, right now, the game plan for Titan Gaming has to be to turtle up a little bit, ensure that they don't lose an inhibitor, and if they do, they got to maintain the ability to move throughout their bot side jungle especially. They don't want to give up both Baron and the soon-to-be spawning Elder Dragon.
Yeah, like... that would giving up that Drake right now would basically be akin to suicide. I don't want to see that dragon's on Corky or on Aphelios right now with how built they are.
Yeah, but given that you already have that Baron secured for the side of DragonClaw, what do you think that we're going to see Titan Gaming do to try to get back into this one, being honest?
Pray.
Oh, but that being said, we have another big engage on the top side here. Bronapoli
Oh,
going to get the flip over
dude.
the shoulder, and it's starting to mow down the health from Coach Adams' Kled. Makes sense given the fact that you are seeing that hull breaker come out, but Urgot just willing to stand his ground even in the face of this Hextech Dragon buff and huge Baron minions, means that he's able to kind of walk down that Kled and forces Coach Adam to back pretty darn far away from where he wanted to.
Well, and Adam's build is just nowhere near as tanky as Bronapoli is at the moment, right? Like, Gore Drinker is never going to be as tanky as Frozen Fist any day of the week.
Yeah, and we are seeing a pretty bruisery build from Kled. The tank build obviously getting nerfed in recent patches means that you have a pretty linear pathway forward if you're playing that champion, and we see that kind of reflected in what Coach Adam has opted into today.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
Sound them off. They're rolling down.
That is a big Zac, by the way. That is a
That
lot
is
of
a
health.
that is a large boy.
Bronapoli, meanwhile, going to maintain their ascendancy over the top lane. They do have teleport available for them if a fight were to, in fact, break out, and I think that that is basically inevitable. We are about a minute now before the Elder Dragon comes onto the Rift.
Yeah, and we'll have to see what happens. What are we doing on teleports? How are we looking TP wise?
Yeah, Coach Adam doesn't have his up for the time being, which means that he probably has to rotate by hand and foot over to this objective. But it is also the case that, given the amount of contestation, we may not start up immediately. I say that, but immediately we also get an engage. Hadyo going in, having to ult right back out. Poppy ultimate also being burnt out here to send my name's Angel away. But they're going to be able to return in time. Dragon still yet not up here, as we see Hadyo and Turd kind of rotating through the bot side jungle. Teleport coming through. That's a very forward teleport from Bronapoli here, as they're going to run forward, try to get something done. Coach Adam going to basically soak up the brunt of that damage, as Poppy is going to be the one taken down here. Hadyo deep in the thick of things now, trying to get a burst down, but is ultimately going to have to pop that stopwatch and instead be taken down themselves after double kill comes in their favor. Now look at this. We have Kled coming in, huge amount of health down, and Abandon's just not able to stand up to the brunt of that onslaught that is coming up all on the side of DragonClaw Cloud, as we have the Aphelios taking down that Elder Baron or Elder Dragon and looking to help end the game.
Yeah, and now it's just like really bad for TG Violent, right? Like the next team fight that happens like that, unless it's the most perfectest of perfect scenarios, you're definitely not getting out of it unscathed. And I would say it's really hard to believe that you're winning it.
Yeah, it looks like Titan Gaming Violet is just going to have to try to entice people to fight under tower, maybe get DragonClaw to throw away their lead and throw a few of their shutdown golds over to their side just by the force of sheer overconfidence. But given how things have been playing out so far, I think that DragonClaw realizes that their death grip over the game is just going to continue to tighten, and I think that we'll be seeing a decent amount of respect coming out from the players on the side of Cloud.
Yeah, that's something that I can agree with right here. There's no reason that they don't stall until Baron's up in the next minute or so. And just continue that slow squeeze, like just the vice grip to choke him out more or less.
Yeah, and frankly, even though Elder is obviously a very strong buff, and many will say that it is favorable in a lot of situations to Baron, I think that right now, team fighting prowess is not necessarily what is lacking out of DragonClaw. As I say that, the team fight looks like it was about to start right there. Crabcake barely getting out with the utilization of their W. But yeah, as I was saying, I think that it is probably the case that you actually want the push advantage from Baron more so than the kill pressure coming from Baron. Although obviously both work, and it looks like we're going to start getting an inkling of an invasion of the enemy base from the side of DragonClaw. They're going to take down that inhibitor mid basically uncontested now. it looks like for the time being, Titan Gaming are putting a lot of their eggs in the basket of getting Bronapoli a good split going here, maybe get an inhibitor of their own. But as they back off, this means that the Urgot is going to have to walk through this jungle to try to see what's happening around Baron. If this buff does go up in favor of the side of DragonClaw, as it most likely would be, this could just be the end of the game.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be good. Where do we got Kled? Kled just murdering Twitch.
Yeah, Coach Adam going legendary here, and that is both Abandoned and Turd dead on the side of Titan Gaming Violet. All the while, Baron was being taken here. This probably is going to spell the end of the game, and this means that we will be going to a third match between Titan Gaming Violet and the side of DragonClaw Cloud, really showing up this time around, getting good team fights, and after a few sets of trades, eventually is able to pull this back into a pretty advantageous position. Hardex going to get the kill down now onto Crab Cake. This is yet another person falling for the side of Titan Gaming Violet. The last few remaining alive for the side of Titan Gaming, trying to get something done here, and a lot of people going low, but this does not equate to kills. This is going to be them moving as five to take this Nexus here and going to confirm for us that yes, in fact, we will be seeing a game 3 between these two teams.
Game 3 series. Game 3 series. I know you're super excited.
Yeah, excited is one way to put it. Exhausted is another, but also at the same time, it's great to see DragonClaw really come back, show that their will has not been broken by just putting on a real onslaught and tour de force of a performance here. As the game progressed, we started to see them edge out and push towards the advantages that they did have in a really valuable manner. Abandon obviously pumped out a lot of damage alongside Turd there in the bot lane for the side of Titan Gaming Violet, but that was more than answered back for with Angel's profound performance on this Aphelios.
Yeah, just really, really good game on Aphelios there. Turd not having as strong of a game on Brand as he did on Swain, obviously, but that was going to be a hard performance to repeat.
Yeah, Swain getting banned out there, definitely a good selection. Brand, a very fragile champion, doesn't really have that health scaling that Swain does with his passive there, and that meant that Turd wasn't able to dictate the fight to the same degree that he was able to in the first round. This also comes from the fact that Brand's CC is far more conditional than what Swain has, which means that especially in those early attempts at ganks from Crab Cake, that he wasn't really able to confirm kills to the same extent as before.
And honestly, for as effective as I thought Crab was going to be with the W in that game, it just didn't seem to come to fruition. And then the one situation where you had Crab like helping out top lane to try and help Bronapoli actually secure the kill on Coach Adam, they were too slippery. They were too slippery, and they jumped back onto their mount and got a 1-for-1 trade, and that was extremely detrimental.
Yeah.
I'm once again, Narco. I'm gonna need a second to process this. Like I don't know what emotions I'm feeling right now, but I'm ready for game 3.
As am I. However, production and the teams will need a little bit of rest in order to set up for this next draft. So, with that in mind, we're going to take it to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. I'm sure that you are all as excited as I am to see this series play out in full. We're going to be moving to game 3 between Titan Gaming Violet and DragonClaw Cloud here in the Blue Otter League.
The look on your face, there's no other place it could be found. It stays with me for days, and it lifts my feet up from the ground. I can see it in your eyes. You're a secret in disguise. Heavy as the sunrise, we share the moon with day and salvation. There's nothing in your way. You create your own salvation. I can feel you hypnotize, and the movement of the tide, heavy as the sunrise. You share the moon with day and night. You can be the only one to hold the high.
The trades began even, but as the game went on, we saw DragonClaw pull themselves back to a 1-1 set so far here in the Blue Otter League in their match against Titan Gaming Violet. We are now in game 3, waiting on this draft to begin in full. We're starting to see these bans coming out. Violet dropping immediately the Zac out that we saw in the hands of who? Who is it on the enemy team? Anyway, as I was saying, yes, there we go. Anyway, as I was saying, we are here. I'm Nyarko. I'm here with Feedonomics. We are casting. This is going to be a lot of fun here. The Swain band coming out as well. A lot of respect being built between these two teams here as these games have progressed going forward. What do you want to see here in this last draft?
Well, I wanted to see a Leona or an RA, but we're not going to have that now. It does look like same sort of logic. Jinx getting denied for the side of Violet this time because they would have been first pick. They would have snacked it up. I mean, Zeri getting banned out every time. Stun Daddy not being allowed to get onto Leona. DragonClaw, Respect banning out that Swain because of how dominating it was on Turd the last game. I mean, K-Peps is getting the Respect bandit. Here we go again with another Sejuani first pick, though. Well, I mean, not another Sejuani first pick, but Sejuani getting game for their first pick.
Titan Gaming going for the Sejuani in the hands of Crab Cake here in game 1, which led them to victory. So why try to fix what ain't broken? They're going to go for it again here with everything on the line. Going to be interesting to see how it plays out this time, given the amount of tempo and pressure that we saw coming out of that champion early on. Hecarim going to be what DragonClaw Cloud answers back with.
Well, since I haven't seen the Hecarim yet, or the Zillion, I'm okay with the Zillion pick. I actually like the Zillion pick a lot. I wouldn't have minded to see another Trundle.
Yeah, Trundle could have been a good option here. Maybe we could still see it being put into the top lane. Obviously, that kind of big bruiser never really goes wrong, especially as kind of a blind into the kinds of compositions that Titan Gaming has been drafting so far. That Zillion also really interesting here. Can go into mid, can go into support, so you have a lot of flexibility as to who will be occupying that role. I personally kind of want to see a Zillion mid here. I think that... What's up?
It's Zillion mid lane.
You think so?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You gotta be 100% on these things.
Oh shit, okay, I'll take that call, and I would love to see it. Like I said, ooh, the Silas.
I want Violet to win now.
Because of the Thresh or because of the Silas?
The Silas.
Ooh, yeah. Definitely
I like
powerful pick.
He has my most mastery points, I think. Ooh, but yeah, see, told you, Zillion mid lane. I mean, unless it's a Yuumi mid.
Could be the Yuumi top. We have seen that before as well. But at this point, who knows? Everything's in anarchy. Meta doesn't matter. It is going to be locked in here, but I think that this probably does confirm your suspicions, Feedonomics. This will in fact be a Zillion mid channeling the wills of Bjergsen and Magic Felix here. It'll be interesting to see how Hardix is able to harness the potential of this champion.
You can Venmo me $5 whenever you want. Like it's fine.
I never bet against you.
Yes. Look, there you go. There's your other Respect ban.
Yeah, the Kled being knocked out here, doing a lot of damage and just allowing for Coach Adam to make a lot of big plays there in that last game, leading DragonClaw Cloud to victory by oftentimes being the person up to the task of catching and pushing back against Bronapoli whenever they went for that split push. I like seeing the ban out here from this side of Violet, but just in general, I think Respect bans are fantastic because it shows the amount of understanding that both teams have with one another, but furthermore, it just means that we get to see different drafts.
Yeah, I like seeing different drafts and everything like that. And once again, we're just talking about Respect bans. Draven, I don't think has gotten free for them at all on the side of Violet. Like they were always banned out by Claw. So
yeah,
kind of curious on seeing like maybe in the future how well that Draven does like in other games. Same deal with the Ahri, really. An Ezreal Yuumi lane.
I like Ezreal Yuumi as a pickup here for DragonClaw Cloud, especially given the fact that we already have the showing of the Thresh from the side of Titan Gaming. This means that Ezreal will kind of act as maneuverability for the pair of them. Yuumi sitting on Ezreal, utilizing that W in order to get a pretty evasive and strong lane going here. We'll be able to make it out of that early game without a whole lot of damage being dropped down onto the ADC for DragonClaw Cloud, and in turn this can translate into some big victories in the mid. Ooh, Vayne going to be the selection pickup here for the side of Titan Gaming. Incredibly powerful pick, obviously a great 1v9 champion with incredible hyper carry potential, but also disturbingly strong in lane. Frankly, the true damage, the ability to continue to stick onto the enemy champions in the bot side of the map, all these are really terrifying factors that make Vayne the powerhouse that she is. I also really like the fact that this selection means that Yuumi is going to be really heavily deterred from trying to jump off of Ezreal in order to proc her passive, as Condemn into a wall will mean most likely a dead cat.
Oh, absolutely. I was gonna say, before the Shin was locked in, we could have had true chaos, and it could have been our second game 3 mid lane Vayne.
Ooh, true, definitely.
But it's not gonna happen anymore. I'm pretty sure that these lanes look correct, right? Unless you have some weird Shin mid, Sejuani top, or Sejuani middle, but Deathfire Grasp is gone, rest in peace. And Silas jungle, but that's obviously not going to happen either. There's no Armoon in this game.
I actually wouldn't be too torn up seeing a Zillion go top lane against the Shen. I think it's probably a better matchup than having to face off against Silas there in that mid lane, but also at the same time putting Zillion up there and getting Akshan into that mid lane role will prevent Zillion's ability to really carry and play for the team, which is kind of the focus of that champion when you decide to take him into that mid lane to begin with. That being said, Akshan can make up for that with the roam potential of his own. The ability for him to just W, walk around the map all sneaky like, and get some big plays off could be the equalizing factor that may actually allow for a bit of a shakeup here. Let's see what happens though, as we were going to move into the client draft here in just a moment.
Yeah, we'll see how the picks actually shake out, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to be correct on these things. There are a lot of walls, like, all over the Summoner's Rift, so does it really matter where you put Akshan?
Yeah, I do think that like you actually get like a lot of crazy outplay potential when you put Akshan into a long lane, which is why it's most likely going to be the case that he will in fact go top there. The approach that the approach angles that he's able to like take by utilizing especially those inner walls on the top side of the map make him potentially a very potent threat up there, especially against something that is a little bit less maneuverable like the Shen. Furthermore, the fact that Akshan is just able to keep his distance, being a ranged top laner and all, will just continually allow for him to be a thorn in the side of this champion early.
That I definitely agree with. Now, looking back over at picks, I really do like the Silas pick, but I don't really feel like Silas has a bunch of impact. Well, there could be better ultimates for Silas to take advantage of, I suppose.
Are you kidding? They have Zillion ultimate.
Zillion ult is great, but you can only do that once every cooldown. Like, I personally like to have a couple of ultimates that I can borrow when I'm playing Silas. And perhaps I'm wrong, and perhaps like being able to move with Hecarim's dash and Yuumi R will be useful, but I've never really gotten a lot out of Ashkan ult.
Yeah, I don't think Akshan R ult is great here, but I actually will take the hot take and say that if he can get to the Yuumi and steal that ultimate away from Sundaddy, I think that you actually have a lot of outplay potential, because Silas's damage being combined with this continuous forward stream of AP as well as just the root potential can actually lead to some like really big plays. And I think that that's kind of testified by the fact that a lot of people have been building Everfrost on him as a champion just to allow for a little bit more stickiness.
Right. I mean, but I'm extremely excited to watch Hideo play this champion. It'll be great. I don't know. Like, I just want Game 3 to start. Much like you do, Narco, for different reasons.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement here to be had for sure. And looking at how things are shaking up here, it looks like our suspicions are true. That is, in fact, Zillion mid. No Zillion top to answer to the Shen. We could maybe see a rotation later on in the game, but for the time being, Coach Adam is going to be piloting that Akshan there top side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, how do you feel? Which side you going for?
Ooh. It's interesting because I think that if DragonClaw is in fact able to get ahead, they have so many ways to stay in that driver's seat. Zillion ultimate, Yuumi just, well, frankly, being Yuumi, having that Hecarim for the engage. These are all really, maybe a little bit of a swap here. My name's Angel and Coach Adam, trading back and forth a bit, but I think that this is probably just, come on guys, pick one. But as they have a little bit of fun with that, and we'll decide where Coach Adam and my name's Angel end up. What I was trying to say here was that I think that DragonClaw will have a very difficult and very burdensome early game on their hands in terms of it, just the onus really being on them to get into the driver's seat. If not, we do have a lot of great pick potential and team fighting ability from the side of Violet here. I particularly like the pickup of the Shen, which will just really kind of sway the direction of fights, especially given the fact that you have other champions that love to dive into the fray of things, like the sideless being piloted by Hadyo. So having Shen coming in the middle of all that definitely could be a huge boon for that side as well. So on balance, I do like what DragonClaw Cloud has come out with here. I think this is the first draft in which I view them as clearly ahead, but this in no way is going to discount the potential that Titan Gaming has.
Yeah, I really like Silas, man. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a big Silas simp, 110% of the way. That being said, I'm halfway curious. We've talked about what we like, but what I want to know right now is what Twitch chat wants, like, and knows, right? So if you guys could predict who you think would win, use your channel points, sort of speak your mind, let us know how you all feel like this game will go. I really feel like me and Narco already have our feelings. So help us out. Sway me one way or the other.
And remember, we are but talking heads on the screen. Your feedback matters just as much for the community as does ours here. We are going to be waiting out the spectator delay, and we are excited to see your predictions as we move into a short break before we come back with this final decisive match between DragonClaw Cloud and Titan Gaming Violet.
through my veins, feel it in my heart. I know you're the poison to my soul. Ooh, 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 ooh. I can taste on your lips that you're poisonous, yeah, it's true. And it's killing me slowly, but I can't stop loving you. I want you to poison me some more. I want you to poison me some more.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Welcome back, everyone, to Game 3 between Titan Gaming Violet and DragonClaw Cloud here in the Blue Otter League. This is Week 3, and this is the chance for Violet to bring it home and come to their first victory here within the BOL. Got a little bit of a duel up here in the top side of the map. DragonClaw Cloud also playing a bit aggressive here in this early game, really wanting to get this victory in for themselves, continue to propel themselves up through the standings here.
Definitely. I mean, from the standings,
Minions have spawned.
Shin did draw first blood without actually getting first blood. Oh, what's this?
Audio going a bit deep there, trying to get a little bit of vision down, and in turn, Coach Adam is going to come into the area alongside Hardnix to try to get something done here. Looks like that's just going to be a classic rotation back down to tower. No summoner spells are being blown, and so with that in mind, we are going to enter into this early game with no real disputes from either side. Same kind of thing as what we saw before. This time both junglers going to start on the bot side of the map, and we'll be getting a leash from both teams as well.
That is very true. So we should be looking at some early topside aggression again. Maybe another scuttle fight. Perhaps a top lane gank and a follow-up. Right now, though, it doesn't look like Coach Adams having too much issues with Bronacoli.
Yeah, I can't imagine that this is a matchup that Akshan is really torn up about facing early on here. Yuumi going to get flayed alongside their partner in the forms of Angel there pretty early on, going to prevent the W from coming back up, but I don't think that there's going to be much of a follow-up in turn, so the cat will return home into their untargetable little cocoon pretty safely here. As they get the push advantage early on, that level 2 coming through very, very nicely for the side of DragonClaw Cloud.
Man, just Yuumi Q is being oppressive at the moment. And I'm wondering, Narco, when is Yuumi gonna get a hat skin?
What, she just becomes like a top hat?
Yeah, so that she can be the cat in the hat.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh,
I
the
thought
hook
she like
land.
when TW she'd become a hat. That is a hook going to land here. That's going to be healing them back up. Stun Daddy jumping off, trying to proc a passive here, but is going to be chased down alongside Angel. Going to be able to turn that fight with some autos of Stun Daddy's own, though, making sure that nobody's dead on either side. That is a lot of summoners being blown from both teams here so early on. Going to definitely be an action-packed lane going forward.
Oh, definitely. Like, that cleanse was definitely used up super fast. But I wanna just talk about Stun Daddy's like really clutch exhaust right there.
Yeah, Exhaust, such an essential summoner spell to be utilized, and the fact that you basically get that extra slot for free on Yumi means that you are able to prevent Abandon from really taking over and getting the big kills. Oh, Hecarim gonna go for that dive here so early on in the game. Coach Adam getting a lot of damage alongside the Horsey here onto the Shen, but Bronapoli going to stay basically at even keel, not going to go down here, and the trades back from those tower shots are going to allow for him to farm in peace, at least for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good play on Shen right there to play around his "don't hit me" circle. Ooh.
Yeah, wow, Hadyo doing an incredible job just dropping bombs literally onto the Silas here. Harnix very happy with how this lane is going so far. Oh, and that's a bit of a risky invade from the side of Crab King. Now getting chased down. Yeah, that's first blood going over to the side of DragonClaw Cloud. Just a little bit too eager to push forward there. Angel and Stun Daddy returning to lane now, all the happier for having helped their jungler secure that kill. Big plays going on for DC.
Yeah, and Ezreal's gonna definitely enjoy first blood gold. Like, because he's the one that walked away with that kill there.
Yeah, first blood going to be big on that, and we also see him deciding to go for first strike builds this time around. This is just a very, very good selection because of Mystic Shot being such an oppressive tool in lane, and the fact that that is coupled with the early added income from first blood will mean that we will start seeing the itemizations come through big time pretty early on. Already a little bit more than a 1,000 gold lead for the side of DragonClaw Cloud.
Put a dodge right there. We are going the traditional silence build and maxing W first. I don't know if I would have liked to go W first. I maybe would have gone a couple of points into Q for clear. I guess it's just how aggressive they will get to be against Harnix. But with the slow field from Zilean, I feel like that's not going to be as much as they'd like. Oh, Angel super low right now, and he's dead.
Yeah, Abandoned there, just chasing down. As we said before, there's such an incredible strength coming from the stickiness, coming from that champion. That Flay is basically going to confirm that a double kill will go over to the side of Titan Gaming here, and the fact that both are on that vein super early is definitely a sore spot for the side of DragonClaw.
And it looks like the cleanse was used up again from pings coming from the enemy team.
Yeah, and that's going to be a huge issue. Obviously, that cleanse can be utilized for multiple different purposes. It can cleanse away a condemn. It can cleanse away the hook as well from Thresh. So with that out of the way, and the fact that you now really only have Arcane Shift as a means to dodge CC, I think that this will only open up more and more opportunities for Abandon to try to push the advantage more. Taunt gonna come in on the top side though. Coach Adam being chased back as we now have Crab Cake into the area, but the utilization of E is going to be judicious enough to allow him to not only trade damage back on to the Shen, but is also going to allow him to run back to tower. But now we have Hadyo in the area. A lot of damage coming back through once more. Coach Adam playing it safe, waiting for that Zilean teleport to come through. And so now you have that 2v2 face off in the top lane, essentially, as Crab Cake is going to move back down, realizing the play is basically over. Good map awareness from the side of DragonClaw to prevent that from going in a disastrous direction.
It was a really good immediate teleport to react, and also really good footwork by Coach Adam. Like, you know, he learned a lot after that cannon minion fiasco in game 1.
Yeah, he knows that if given the opportunity, Violet will try to pull through and exploit any sign of weakness or any sign of overconfidence on the flip side of things. Oh, that is a big E coming through. That Flay is going to stop the momentum that Hecarim had, but he has the Yumi on him, which means that K-Pop is going to continue to run forward here. Oh no, Yumi jumping off, trying to establish a bit of a shield onto their carries here with the use of Bop and Block. Going to get rightly punished though for doing so, eventually going to get away with the help of body blocks from both Angel and K-Pipes there. But that is an incredibly dangerous situation to be in as someone as squishy as that cat.
What are you talking about? Stun Daddy is just used to playing on tanks like Leona and stuff, so if you see a hook, you got to take it for your team. Speaking of Coach Adam, you're in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, Coach Adam going to have to swing around, but somehow manages to get past that brick wall of a Silas who approached him from the far side through Tribush here. Impressive confidence for Coach Adam as now he gets a little bit of poke back down onto the Shen. Ooh, and he stays yet once more. This time he has his team rotating towards him though, and Hadio is going to pass over vision as he moves into the river there. So I don't think that this is going to be a replay of what we saw when he was piloting the Gragas earlier, but also at the same time, it shows that Coach Adam will continue to play super forward.
Yeah, I mean, right now he has the flexibility to do so. We do have an alcove gamer right now, though. Sitting in the alcove. Oh! The stun is cleansed away. Also, really good prep on that Arcane Flux.
Yeah, honestly, I would trade away that cleanse for Sejuani Ultimate any day of the week here. I'm pretty happy if I'm on the side of DragonClaw, because not only do you prevent a kill from being dropped further more onto the Abandoned or any of the other people in the bot lane, but you also get the ability to kind of go back and play forward again with knowledge of where the jungler is. But Harnix maybe have been a bit too aggressive there, gonna have to flash out there. So Crabcake getting a lot done both there in that bot and mid lane. Summoners being burns on both sides. No kill though.
Yeah, just another summoner wasted though, like, which is like we just talked about, no different than in mid lane than it is in bot lane. It's super beneficial to at least get rid of one of Zillion's escapes. Obviously he has his ultimate. But we'll see if they try to turn back to punish that. It looks like the junglers did just waltz next to one another though.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of game of tiptoe, as it looks like we're going to see Hecarim come into the area regardless to help Coach Adam push this wave in with the help of this Rift Herald being dropped. Taunt coming down, and now we do have Sejuani rotating up as well. Silas tier 2 trying to take that Herald before a single charge can be dropped off here. It looks like it's still going to be able to ram in though, the gold going over to K-Peps here. So definitely not the end of the world. That was a lot of pressure being drawn up to the top side. So DragonClaw is pretty happy with his result, even if it doesn't spell a first turret for their side.
Oh, that was a good time to go place a ward. That's all I want to say. Like that was a really good time to decide that a ward was a good idea. 3 people walking up to say hello. Oh no.
There's the Silas engage we were looking for. A lot of damage being traded back with the bombs and the slow coming out from Hardix, but also at the same time, Silas becoming a little bit of a 1v1 problem in this lane. He's really starting to exploit the weakness that comes from running a Zillion mid here, and with this side of Crabcake coming into the area, it might be the case that they'll be looking for a dive here pretty shortly.
Yeah, well, and double so whenever they have Zillion ult, right? There's no reason not to dive. But it looks like we do have potential for action in the bot lane right now.
Yeah, Crabcake coming in alongside the mid laner, sticking hand in hand with one another as they try to go for a kill somewhere. No. Big hook being landed down onto the Ezreal, and My Name's Angel is going to fall as now K-Peps is forced to ult away across the wall. We do have Hardix coming back into the area, and a very, very low Crabcake to boot. So this might be something traded back, but that's a big hook coming through. Thresh gonna ride right in there, drop the box down. Hardix gonna ult himself, trying to stay on the outskirts of this fight now. Oh, shutdown going over, kill a dead Vayne, and a huge tree shot barrage gonna come through, cleaning up the fight in favor of DragonClaw, as the Silas will also be taken out by Zillion bombs. Oh, big.
All right, Coach Adam having to burn flash there. I really would have liked to have seen them go for a chance at that dragon though. maybe they don't have the damage to do it. And this could be a huge misplay on my part with my small brain. But, like, I wanted to see Red Trig try to get taken there. They didn't have a jungler up. I'm pretty sure that with... Maybe not. Like I said, maybe I'm off on that call. But I wanted to see Red Trig taken there.
Yeah, I think that given that you had Ezreal moving on into the area and there's so much innate sustain with Stun Daddy being on the Yuumi and still alive, you could have maybe seen the Drake here, but also maybe you didn't have enough damage between the Zillion and Ezreal for it to really be done in a timely manner before Crab Cake came back up, for instance. That is going to be going over the blue team now. Yuumi caught out a little bit, forced to use the Blast Cone over the wall, and is able to deftly escape a deadly fate.
Yeah. That was like a scary situation for them. Silas also going WE for the skill orders, so the chains will hurt a lot.
Yeah, and what also hurts right there is the stolen ults as the final chapters go back and forth between both players here. It looks like Shen's getting chased down in the top lane as well after that engaged bot is not going to run through. They still want to kill somewhere. DragonClaw charging forward. Zillion ult is going to come down onto the Hecarim under tower, but a huge stun under that is going to force Zillion to fall here. K-Pop's going to get out alive though with a kill onto the Shen, but that is still going to be 2 going in favor of Violet here, evening up the kill score.
And a shutdown for Sejuani, and there's no Trundle to steal resistances this game. So we might be seeing some pig plays in the future. Some big plays.
Big plays, yeah, for certain. We do have a pretty big gold gap still existent on the side of DragonClaw Cloud here, just coming from generally better CS and a little bit more in terms of chart plates being taken, but that is a gold gap that can close up at a moment's notice depending on how team fights go. We see the individual strength of the champions on the side of Titan Gaming, so this is definitely a tightrope for both sides to walk, especially as we see that second Rift Herald beginning to spawn up.
Right, and we'll see if there haven't been too many contesting of the objective top that we've seen in these 2 games previously, but we maybe see a fight up there. That would be neat.
Yeah, honestly, it is probably the case that both sides have kind of come to this realization that the way in which throws will occur on these teams is through bad contestations of objectives, which is why I don't think we've seen too many 5v5 fights while the dragon is up, for instance. This is often something that is decided earlier on. Final chapter going to come out here, not really going to connect with anyone, but that is ultimately going to be a root drop down onto the Silas, who is going to use a Zillion ult on himself. K-Pep still in the area, trying to mow someone down as the Zillion ult on the side of DragonClaw itself is going to be dropped here, but waiting that out, Crab Cake at the last moment, swooping in here to get the kill down onto the Hecarim, as it looks like we're going to see Harnix take the Yuumi, but in turn, that's not going to be enough. This huge dive of players from the side of Titan Gaming Violet moving to the bot side of the map means that is 4 dead total for DragonClaw, and a huge lead beginning to form in terms of kills for Titan Gaming.
Yeah, that was pretty much as close to a bloodbath as you can get.
Yeah, a little bit of a disaster, shall we say.
Definitely, and I mean, like, a really, really clutch stand united right there to keep Abandon alive. He was going to explode to Zillion Bomb. Like,
yeah.
No matter what, and then the stand united came in at, like, the last second. So, I mean, not all was lost. It does look like there's a chance that we do see this one going to Coach Adam, this Rift Herald. Oh, absolutely. Does he get it though?
Oh, yeah.
He gets it.
Yeah, he manages to get the eye, but this is probably at the cost of a life. Hadyo going to come in, get that kill down, but we do have Harnix kind of come back into the area, trying to get something done, but the Silas starting to get out of control alongside Abandon there. A lot of gold being funneled down onto those two champions. Sejuani also getting big as Sunfire Aegis is going to come through, allowing for her to frontline just even better.
Yeah. It's slowly getting there. Like they'll catch up in gold because that's how gold works. Maybe. I think. I'm gonna make these are my bold predictions. You can hear how sure I am of this in my voice. Ooh.
Yeah, big charge coming through from Hecarim. E going to be dropped alongside the final chapter. That is going to be a Sejuani going golden for a little bit to prevent the root from coming through. That is a big Everfrost, though, coming out of Harnix here. That is someone going a little bit too far forward there.
No way!
Apex. The Zillion going to be waited out, though, in the turn. Perfectly executed by the side of Violet to take down that jungler. And now they're going to move in even deeper here. That is a stolen Zillion ult once more being pulled through for the side of Hadyo and the rest of Titan Gaming here, and they're going to translate this into a dragon.
Oh no, what are you, Angel?
Angel maybe looking for a kill, didn't really see the Silas coming around the side. No, that is another one dead. A lot of plays coming through in favor of Violet now, and a bit of shakiness from the side of DragonClaw Cloud. I think that just generally they're looking for a way back into this game, be it a steal or another kind of hero play, and in turn they are throwing away the lead that they had established from early on.
Can't play hero ball. Gotta play with the team, especially when you're a squishy 80 carry.
Yeah, and things are only going to get harder from here on out as people are now able to more freely move around the map. Stand United back up for Bronopoly there in the top lane here. There is still the scale threat, obviously, to be fair. DragonClaw Cloud has their win conditions that they're still able to play through. Yuumi going to only get stronger in terms of their heals and shields from here on out. But the question is, can she keep up with the influx of gold that is really beginning to go into the pockets of Titan Gaming? They'll be able to buy that heal cut and buy those resistances pretty early on now, and I think that with that in mind, it is going to be a scary little world out there for the side of DragonClaw.
Yeah. Looking so back on that fight, the amount of health that Hecarim lived with while Zillion ulted hurt me. I think I took physical damage.
I'll tell you who took a lot of physical damage, though. It was the Hecarim. And someone else taking a lot of damage here is actually going to be the Silas, as final chapter is going to land in a big root that eventually leads to a shutdown. But that is a 1-for-1 ultimately, as Abandon's going to tumble in, get that big condemn and a huge amount of damage drop down onto the side of DragonClaw. Coach Adam also getting chased down a little bit here. Bronopoly going to go on a killing spree, just able to stay on top of that Akshan, isn't able to get a hook out. And now look at this, Crabcake in the mid lane trying to continue the fight. That Yuumi not doing a whole lot, especially as we see the piling on of damage against Turret here. That's a big trade here in favor of DragonClaw.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can do anything else to like pivot off of this advantage, right?
Yeah, even though we have a big gap in the number of kills, the amount of tower plates and just early game progress that DragonClaw was able to establish for themselves means that the Cloud team is able to retain a pretty even standing in terms of gold with their counterparts here. Ooh, that's a lot of damage going onto Abandon now. Crabcake acting as the front line, trying to get some CC to see if their AD carry can continue to move forward. Teleport coming out for the blue team here. Violet really looking to make something happen here in the mid lane, as ultimate is going to be dropped down onto a full health Hecarim there. Probably not the best selection from the side of Harnix. That is going to be a big ultimate and a big team fight changing play down for the side of DragonClaw.
Yeah, and there are 2 Zillion ults in the game at the moment as well, which has seemed to have been helping Violet's side out more than it's helped out DragonClaw.
Yeah, unfortunately, in order for Zillion to drop ultimate, he has to be relatively close to the team fight, and due to that fact, he's taking a lot of damage, and that means they have this weird paradoxical relationship with where, in order to ult others, you have to be close, but because you're so close in a team fight, you're more driven to ult yourself. And in turn, when Hadyo is able to just kind of suck that ultimate up and basically use it selfishly with very, very little,
Oh no.
just like, oh wow, forcing the flash out of Harnix there, going to definitely be big moving forward. Could have maybe translated into a kill, but what this has led to is a lot of priority on the top side of the river, and in turn, the beginnings of a Baron for the side of Violet.
Yeah, but we'll see how close are they to finishing it. Oh, they're not close at all.
They aren't close, and K-Peps is now trundling in, or trundling in as it were on the Hecarim, with the ultimate coming through. Onslaught of Shadows going to land towards the Baron. That is going to be a burger flip going in favor of Violet, though. Yuumi going to get mowed down alongside K-Peps here. My name's Angel, it's staying in the wings, and that's going to be another kill going over to Hadyo. Big plays on the side of Violet, able to turn that flippy situation around, even after they sat on Baron for so darn long, but now it looks like Crabcake went a little bit too far forward. Coach Adam going to get the kill and revive. Big plays all around here as Stun Daddy and K-Peps live to roam the map once more. That is also Hardix going way too deep here, by the way. I'm not sure what exactly happened there, but even without the hook landing, Hardix is forced to drop that ultimate down, and now Coach Adam is in the area, going to get hooked as well. That's going to be a true kill down there, and now Zillion is also going to fall. Oh, man, DragonClaw, what happened?
I just... Yeah, like, Violet's being so disciplined not to drop people while they're Zillion ulted. It's the second time in a row that Zillion ult on their side just did nothing.
Yeah, and I feel that the combination of Zillion ult being so darn tempting to utilize by DragonClaw, but also the fact that there's also this huge temptation to try to save the person that is currently in revival mode has led to a stacking on of kills for the side of Violet here. We just saw right there Angel going a little bit too deep, Coach Adam going a little bit too deep, and the entire team getting punished for doing so here. This kill lead has ballooned massively for the side of Titan Gaming Violet to a massive 22-9.
And now the towers are gonna start tumbling. And it's just gonna close. Well, I mean, it's not a gap anymore. Like they've overtaken, like we said they would.
Yeah, and this, remember, still this Baron here. Hadyo going to use Onslaught of Shadows himself to try to get some play done, but this is going to be an answering back with the real Hecarim ultimate coming in here. A lot of damage coming down from both sides. That is a Zillion ult popped onto Hecarim as they run away once again, denying the utilization of that revive. Coach Adam trying to get an ult down onto someone, but look at how tanky this team is right now with Shed and Sejuani now in the area. They're able to prevent any kills from really coming down, and now Coach Adam is caught out as Bernopoly just running through that forest to try to take down his fellow top laner, going to succeed in doing so while the rest of his team starts to really ravage away at the base of DragonClaw Cloud.
Yeah. Just yeah. It's looking grim. But here we go. We've got a little bit of action.
Yeah, K-Pop's going to run in there using the E, no longer having access to ultimate, but in turn not going to have the damage or CC necessary to really keep any of this fight going. Crabcake's going to get ulted by the Silas here. Going to pop back up at full health, though this time we aren't going to see anyone wait that out. Now, as he's going to continue this push forward, Thresh also there to keep on the CC and somehow also the damage as he's going to get a double kill of his own. Coach Adam going to finally get a kill down onto Sejuani. Sejuani Sejuani running a little bit too deep there, not really having the backup necessary. Final chapter coming out here, gonna get that double root across. I don't know if Coach Adam has the damage though. Abandoned going unstoppable to answer the question of who's going to be the bigger AD carry right here. And now look at this, we have Hadio behind enemy lines trying to take down the Harix right here, and he's having to move far back, trying to get back to those Nexus towers here. But that Thresh, confident, striding forward and taking a lot of turret shots in order to try to land the hook, doesn't quite do it. But what an effective display of dominance from Titan Gaming.
Yeah, it's Titan's game to lose. It's been Titan's game to lose for a minute. But if it wasn't...
is coming out here, trying to catch people as they try to escape from the base. That isn't going to translate into a kill, but this is the kind of play that you have to see DragonClaw trying to make here as the game runs deeper and their margins of error become ever more slim. Shen going to finally get caught out. A lot of chain CC here to try to keep him down, and even with the shield being popped, that is still going to be a kill. Finally translated back over for the side of DragonClaw Cloud. It might be a little bit too late though.
I think it is a little too late. The free tower that they just got during that kerfuffle is... I still think it's too much to come back from.
Yeah, 2 inhibitors down, and that final turret standing for the side of DragonClaw Cloud is on a minuscule amount of health, which means that you basically have to stick one person in base at all times now, and you have far less priority to contest any of these objectives. Both Baron and Dragon less than a minute away. This is definitely going to be the nail in the coffin unless something drastic is pulled out here by the red side.
And we have Drake coming up as well, and that'll be Soul. So
yeah.
Oh no!
Death Bush, that is exactly what you need on the side of DragonClaw. That is going to be a with Sejuani ult as well. Silas going over the wall here. Wow, getting the resurrect onto himself though. So much value coming out of continuously stealing that away from Zilean here. Wow, somehow that is no mid laner gone, and that is a lot of damage getting traded back onto DragonClaw, who are now scattered and afraid. Zilean gonna have to ult himself there. Hecarim going incredibly low as well against Abandon, even while right being up in the face of that Vayne, dominating for real here. Meanwhile, Shen is going to continue to push back against Coach Adam, who has been on base guarding duty this whole time. We've seen how that 1v1 has gone in the past, which means that you still have this constant pressure coming through from the Shen, able to stand tall and proud there in that mid lane, not having to back, not being forced away at all. And now, after that soul has been completed, this is going to be a big push for the side of Titan Gaming Violent here, as that's a big taunt coming down. Coach Adam going really darn low and eventually getting caught out here. Stun Daddy having to run with Angel back towards the base, but this is the Nexus being melted away now. Everfrost coming out to zone away the last shred of hope that DragonClaw had, and that is going to be a 2-1 victory for Titan Gaming Violet.
Yeah. Congratulations to Violet for being able to pull that one out in such a dominating fashion. It was going to be close there for a minute, but like I was saying, that patience with not attacking the Zilean target for the ultimate and just being able to get more mileage out of it than the team with the Zilean on it because of the Silas ultimate, I think was just definitely the heaviest straw that broke the camel's back there.
Yeah, incredible performance coming out of Hadio there in the mid lane. Not only were they able to put out a lot of damage and get those kills for themselves, but you also saw them being a great piece of utility for the team, grabbing the correct ultimates when needed. The ones that we noted at the beginning of the broadcast really coming back around to show the value of that selection here. The Yuumi ultimate getting good roots off, and specifically that Zilean ultimate, as you touched upon, Fiatonomics, just so darn powerful, radiating throughout this whole game. Bernopoly also doing a great job on that Shen to influence the map. They splitted when needed, they ulted when needed. Overall, This was just a matter of them capitalizing on a few of DragonClaw Cloud's mistakes and in turn steamrolling that into a huge victory for a team that before this point has been starved of even a single win in a round, much less an entire game in set.
Yeah, I mean, and just gold, like 9,000 gold disadvantage for for DragonClaw. Like it was a that was a doozy. That was a doozy of a game three. They definitely got to go back to the drawing board and see what they can do better.
A lot
Um,
to work on to be sure here. Maybe a might bit of overconfidence from the side of DragonClaw Cloud as they saw the record of Titan Gaming Violet and thought to themselves, we can make this work out. They definitely shined there in game two, and we saw them just broadly make a few, like quite a few less mistakes than what we saw in games one and three. But even then, that was kind of a clawing back to victory for the side of Cloud there after they had given away a few of those kills there in the early game. So if I were to be them and if I were to VOD review, look at what went wrong, what I would do would be just self prep and self reflect upon what plays are really necessary early game. You know what I mean?
mhm.
What do I need to do in order to secure leads without risking the game, risking neutral objectives in order to do so?
No, I agree entirely. I still would have liked to have seen the Trundle pick again instead of Echo. I mean, I'm a stickler and I'm gonna sit on that, but just being able to make Sejuani less of Sejuani is way too important to me. That ultimate would have done dividends for Trundle in this game.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that maybe there could be some adjustments to the draft, but at the same time, I think we've seen a lot of different team comps work here in the Blue Otter League. They haven't all been super standard. We've seen some crazy builds, we've seen some crazy picks, and I think that as long as Dragonclaw Cloud maintain a level of strong communication between one another, they should be able to patch up the holes that we saw in these games and move forward with a little bit more confidence. On the side of Titan Gaming Violet, congratulations once again, and we are incredibly excited to see their victory establish them as a real kind of voice and threat within this series. Now they're going to be moving up to 1-2, matching the same record as Dragonclaw Cloud here, with a little bit less of a point differential given the fact that this was a session that went to 2-1. But going forward, I would love to see them continue to capitalize on their early game strengths and ability to exploit weaknesses from the enemy team. Those are things that will pay dividends as we move deeper here into this league.
Yeah, see more Swain Jinx combinations.
Ooh, yeah, that would be fantastic to see. But I imagine that given the dominating performance we saw in that game one, I don't really know if Titan Gaming Violet will ever be able to get turned back onto that Swain.
That's I mean that's completely fair. That was a really ridiculous amount of kill participation by them in game one. And game two still wasn't bad for Bandon. Got to pop off his vein.
Yeah, not
Um,
shabby at all. Some really clutch hooks coming out of the support for the side of Titan Gaming Violet as well.
mhm.
Speaking of support, though, thank you so much for supporting the stream here tonight. The Blue Otter League very much appreciates any viewership that we get, and we're super happy to bring to you such a banger of a set here between Titan Gaming Violet and Dragonclaw Cloud. For those of you just tuning in, we are unfortunately done for the night, but as a quick update, we now have one of our 0-2 teams picking up a victory here, going to be going forward with a little bit more confidence and just showing how much of a contender every single team within the BOL truly is.
Yeah, and all I want to say is thanks everybody for tuning in. I always appreciate it. Make sure that everybody has a good night. Yeah, get us out of here.